report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aidan. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were going to take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never going to stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Yo, what's up, Turtle Riders? How's everyone doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your fearless host. They call me Uncle Turtleboy around here, or Unk for the old timers, but you can call me whatever you want. I like Turtleboy. It's my preferred pronoun, but the old schoolers, they call me Uncle Turtleboy. That's cool too. My real name's Aidan. You can call me Clarence, doesn't matter. As long as you're here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and you have smashed that subscribe button, because you also need to hit that notification bell, because we do impromptu lives, and I've done a couple recently. I think I did 2 impromptu lives yesterday, and I almost did one today. So make sure you smash those notification bells and hit the subscribe button and be here for all the good stuff, because let's be honest, guys, this is the best show on the internet. At this point, I'm like the only real guy out there. I mean, I can't be bought and sold. Like, I'll never sell out. That's kind of my thing. I'll always keep it real. I don't care. I'm more motivated than ever now at this point, after what I saw happen on Tim Cast last night, that I'm never going to stop. So also subscribe. You got to follow on Twitter, guys. If you're a longtime follower and you're not on Twitter, you got to get on Twitter. Like, it's like, that's where all the shit happens now. Like, I don't even touch Facebook anymore. I use it sometimes. I'm at Dr. Turtleboy. I did what's called a Twitter Spaces last night. I'm experimenting with this thing, and it was really interesting. Like, we have some, I had this lovely woman. She's a reporter. She goes by Fair and Balanced. I don't think that's her real name, but she came on and we talked about the issue with Eliza Bleu and other stuff like that. So go and follow me on Twitter. I'm at Dr. Turtleboy, DOCTOR Turtleboy, because if Jill Biden's a doctor, then I'm most certainly a doctor as well. And that's another name I like too. You can call me Doctor. Get used to people calling you Doctor. You'll feel like $1 million. People start calling you that. So I understand why, those people with PhDs in art history or some shit, they like to be called Doctor too. I get it now. It feels actually really, really good. So you can call me that. And believe it or not, you know what we're freaking smoking it on? And I don't even touch it. I've never once uploaded any content to there. I have kind of somebody that runs my social media for me, and she does a great job of it, by the way. She does the Instagram particularly, and the TikTok, man, dude. Turtleboy. I'm anti-TikTok. You guys know my feeling on TikTok. I don't do the Chinese spyware. To me, we're shooting balloons down. What's the point if we all got TikTok on our phones, right? But everyone's on goddamn TikTok. We made an account like last week. We got 12,000 followers. I made a Facebook account. I can't suck dick for followers. TikTok, we got 12,000 followers. Dude, I called Billerica High School yesterday, and I left 2 voicemails. I didn't even talk to anyone. I put a video of that. Almost 600,000 views. What? What? I don't get it. And everyone's on there in the comments. Oh, so glad to see you on here. But who are you? What the hell? Where all you people come from? Apparently, just everyone's on freaking TikTok, and which sucks, because I'm so anti-TikTok, and I don't upload anything on there. I don't know how to do a TikTok. I don't know any of that shit. But I just have my social media person do that. And for some reason, we're just like king of TikTok already. So whatever. Anyway, so we're on TikTok, I guess. So anyway, go check it out. But I prefer Twitter. Get on Twitter. Facebook blows now. It's, these platforms that censor, so gay. I mean, it's like they should be punished for their censorship regime. YouTube, for instance, they constantly take videos down. And yeah, we're on YouTube. It's ironic. But we're trying to get people to join our Rumble. I mean, how many we got 33 people watching on Rumble right now. I'm going to put the Rumble link in the comments. You can super chat on Rumble too. So there's the Rumble link. Go ahead and create an account because, again, eventually I'd like to leave YouTube, but that requires people creating Rumble accounts and getting their ass over there because I'd like to subscribe from there. Like I said, we're on Facebook. Clarence Woods Emerson is my main page. It's my personal page. We also have a page called Turtleboy. It's just search for it. It comes up. Like them all, baby. We're on there. Spread the word. Sign up for the emails. Join Turtle Club. If you guys like to support what we do here at Turtleboy, you can do it a number of ways. You can buy merch in the merch store. We got Desantis 2024 shit, all types of Turtleboy stuff. You can also join what's called Turtle Club. For $15 a month, you get ad-free on the website. You also get access to the Thursday night stream that nobody else gets on the website itself, tbdailynews.com. Nobody else gets it. And you get a free t-shirt of your choice. And you get ad-free. So you don't get any of those pop-ups about Asian women in your neighborhood. Sorry, guys. They're not real anyway. Just, don't click on those. Not even sure if they have those anymore. But either way, you get rid of those. And the most important thing is when you're doing that, you are making it so that we are no longer dependent on advertisers. If we can get a few more hundred people in the Turtle Club, we don't have to worry about any of that shit. We have a good time on Turtle Club. I'll never have to worry about an advertiser again, and we'll just be killing it. So I'm really looking to expand this here. I'm looking to get more bloggers. There's a lot of talented people out there. That's one thing I've learned with meeting a lot of new people on Twitter lately. I'm blowing up on Twitter. Like I've gotten like 10,000 new followers the last couple of weeks. So that's going to require more capital, which is going to require more revenue streams. So if you really want to support us, the best way to support us is by joining Turtle Club. However, if you just like to support tonight, we do have a link at the top. You can't super chat us because we've been banned for like the last 18 months because we had the wrong opinion about President Dementia's, jab mandate. We were anti that. I didn't think that was a good idea. So we can't accept your money, which is no biggie because they take 30% anyway. And we just built our own function. It's called Turtle Chat. You click at the link at the top. You can donate whatever amount of money you want that, and you get to write a message. I will get an email notification. I will bring the message up on the big screen. I'll share it with the class just like a super chat. So it does the same freaking thing. So you can join it like that. And that's how you can help us out that way. I'm also on Cash App at $, Uncle Turtleboy, if you'd like to do it that way. Yeah, I guess I didn't even realize the State of the Union was tonight. But I mean, I'll see it when it's just not as good without Trump. Trump gave great State of the Unions. It was kind of like the one good thing, not one good thing, but he was always on message with those because you just read it off a prompt. Teleprompter Trump was fine. It was off the cuff Trump that got interesting. So the other half is watching the State of the Union. I mean, what's Biden? I mean, it's just such a stupid exercise. He gets up there and, Republicans don't clap when they say things, and then they do clap sometimes, and they're all united. And then he'll exploit somebody. Who's the person he's exploiting? Is it Tyree Nichols' parents, I'm assuming, that he brought them in? Yeah. So anyway, so we got more important shit, quite frankly, to worry about than any of that. Let's talk about Monica Cannon Grant and what has been happening in Billerica. All right, because this is wild. Let's bring this up. Share screen. Okay. All right. So, our old friend Monica Cannon Grant. First of all, can we just start with this video? I spent the vast majority of my morning today. I only got one blog done today because I did this video. And I like to take credit for this about the clipping. So if you guys don't know who Monica Cannon Grant is, she's the Ratchet Madness champion from 2021. She is a well-known and loudmouthed political activist, a Black Lives Matter activist from Boston, who created a nonprofit called Violence in Boston that she used to defraud the community of millions of dollars under the pretext of saving Black lives. She ended up just pocketing all the cash, bought herself a home in Taunton with that money, all types of shit. Treated herself to nails, Uber Eats, you name it, and just a complete piece of shit. She's also morally bankrupt, and there are many videos of her out there which she occasionally puts up and then takes down of her just making a fool of herself and acting completely unhinged, swearing, using racial slurs. You'll see some of the highlights here. So Turtleboy has been, nobody has taken, without Turtleboy, everybody and their mother knows Monica Cannon Grant's still running her grift without me. I think we can all agree on that. Even the haters know that Monica Cannon Grant would still be doing what she was doing today, defrauding the community, using race relations to divide us, and using her platform for nothing but evil, had we not come along and saved the world from her and sent her ass to jail. And it is just so, the best part about her is she's such a horrible villain that she has no shot at redemption. She's a complete narcissist. She will never admit she's wrong. But she will go to jail one day. She probably does not realize that yet because she's so narcissistic. And I would guess at this time next year, she'll probably be in jail. That would be my guess. Federal prison. She has no shot. The federal government is indicting her on 18 charges of fraud. 18 charges, including 7 felonies. She's looking at decades in prison. I would estimate she's probably going to serve at least 10. That's my guess. The over under 10 years. 10 to 12. That's my official guess, because she's going to be unsympathetic, right? Like, judges look for sympathy, right? Like, they look for you to admit you're wrong or something. She's incapable of that. She will just pontificate. She will just yell at the judge. She'll accuse them of institutional racism. You know, this is not going to be pretty with her. You know how Monica does. I've been studying this woman for years. She's a complete unhinged lunatic. And we've had people like Jamarhl Crawford on here, who runs the Blackstonian, who's also been documenting her actions for years. And, you know, she calls me a white supremacist. She can't call Jamarhl that because he's not white. So she just calls him the light-skinned black guy. And I think she goes the homophobic route with him. She calls him homophobic, whatever that means. And so she, you know, we've had him on several times. His whole beef with her is that she is she's dangerous. First of all, she threatens people. She's threatened to kill him like 7 times. She's threatened to hurt me, obviously, and I won't be intimidated. We showed up at the grand opening of her headquarters, Violence in Boston, in September of 2020. Go watch that live stream. And she sent out her thugs to come out, and they threatened us. And one guy had to be held back by Tito Jackson. Another guy flashed his thing, like I'm strapped to us, like we're supposed to be scared of that. And it was a little intimidating, not gonna lie. And so, but we stayed there because that's what we do. We will not be silenced. We are civil rights leaders and icons in the community. And we were there to stand up for my friend Rayla Campbell, who is a black woman, a Republican, running against Ayanna Pressley for Congress. And good for her, you know, becoming civically active. Did she have a shot at winning? No, of course not. First of all, she was a write-in. Write-ins don't win. It's a D plus 40 district, but good for her. She was running anyway. But for some reason, Monica felt so threatened by this woman because her husband was white and she's Republican, conservative. So Monica put out an infamous video in which she accused her repeatedly of riding white penis for a credit score. And she threatened to blow her fucking head off if she comes to Boston again with her supporters who are white. She doesn't like that. And Monica, whenever she does one of these rants, she immediately deletes it. Immediately deletes it from social media. And then puts it back on. I apologize. Immediately deletes it, but Jamarhl gets it, like, immediately. He's got somebody on it. He just downloads it, and then I got it, and then we're good. And so we've been working on exposing this woman. And I'd like to think that we had a big part in this, because I did a massive expose in July of 2020 on her organization, Violence in Boston. I pulled up all the tax records. I showed that nothing was being documented. They hadn't even filed their annual report, all this shit. They were out of compliance, and they began to look into this organization more. And now Rachel Rollins, of all people, is going to be the one to send her to jail, which is fantastic. I think she's going to recuse herself. I'm not entirely sure. But so everybody and their mother, if you've been paying attention to the news, even people who don't follow Turtleboy, know who Monica Cannon Grant is. She's very well known because she's been all over the news, not just the Turtleboy news, but like national news. She's like, after Patrisse Cullors, I would argue she's the most infamous BLM grifter in the country. But Patrisse Cullors doesn't even have the flair that Monica has. She doesn't even have the ability to offend. Like, I don't even know what Patrice Cullors sounds like. I know Monica from a mile away. She can't stop talking. And so everyone should know who she is. But apparently Billerica, the people that run that school district, do not. And it's kind of weird because Billerica is, home of Tom Glavine. It's one of the very few communities in Massachusetts that have voted for Trump twice. They have a Republican state representative. I think Republicans constitute like 15% of the state legislature. Mark Lombardo is their state rep. Good guy. We've had him on before as well. So they don't play like that in Billerica. They're not going to tolerate somebody like this coming into their school. But for some reason, for Black History Month, they were like, we need to bring a black speaker in. Now, I don't know how many black people there are in Massachusetts. I would guess, top of my head, probably slightly less than 1 million black people in Massachusetts. So a pretty fair-sized pool to choose from. You can pick a doctor, you could pick an attorney, you could pick a scientist, you could pick a nurse, you could pick anything, man. You could pick a teacher, somebody who has made a difference and is a good role model and could talk about whatever. I don't even know whatever they want to talk about. Like, that's what you want to hear, right? Like a success story. Instead, they were like, let's bring in the woman who is facing 18 counts of fraud in federal court, including 7 felonies, and will be in next year. She will be, at this time, she will be in jail. Let's bring her in. That is the best we could find for black people. I mean, that is the most racist part about this, is that they think so little of the black community that they're like, this is as good as it gets for black people. This is what is representative of black people. Monica Cannon Grant. Every black person I've ever talked to rejects her. Like, black people hate her more than white people. That is what most of them find offensive about her, is that she is a poor representation of the black community. Yet they're like, well, she's loud. Like, let's bring her on. Now, if this was 2020 and, the Boston Globe was honoring her, she was named Bostonian of the Year, it was all bullshit, I could understand it. Because at least then it's like, well, the media is fucking lying about Monica and they're propping her up. And what can I do about that? Nothing. But now she's been like, her house was raided by the feds. She's been charged. Like, it's all over the freaking news. It's impossible to miss. And you're still going to invite her? She got invited to speak in this town at this school, at an assembly. And they paid her. She's getting paid to do this. Your tax dollar money went to this. And I'm sure it wasn't cheap. She had a professional videographer there, taped the whole goddamn thing. So I just want to say this to Monica, because I know, she's been very cocky with her posts towards me. She's been naming me. Like, remember, she didn't name me before. She would just call me the white supremacist. Now she's been writing Aidan Kearney and Dr. Turtleboy, even though I'm blocked, so I can't even see it. But I just want to say this to Monica, because she's very arrogant. Okay. And I know she's going to listen to this. I know you watch everything we do, Monica. We all know that. You're a little obsessed with me. I just want to say this, that when you don't know this yet, because you're too arrogant and stupid to know this, but you will be convicted of this because of your own arrogance. You will be convicted of this. You don't have a defense. And your usual thing about yelling and calling everyone racist, it's over. It's not going to work anymore. It worked for a while. It's no longer going to work. It works with dumb white people who run the Billerica public schools, but it's not going to work with smart people. Okay. It's not going to work with judges. It's not going to work in a courtroom. So you're going to be convicted. You're going to be sentenced. And it's going to be probably on the closer to the maximum than the minimum because of your own arrogance. And you're going to be shocked when it happens, just like the face when they raided your house. You're going to be shocked. And I just want to let you know that the last thing you see after being handcuffed and walked out of the courtroom, and you're going to be looking around with this face, the look of bewilderment. I think about it a lot. And the last thing you're going to see is this face smiling at you, saying, I got you, bitch. I won. Don't poke the turtle. Don't do it. Because this is what I'm like. It is going to be the greatest day of my life. After I, besides the days that I had kids, when you go to jail. I've been doing this blog for like almost 10 years now, taking down a lot of bad guys. I basically single-handedly took down the Massachusetts State Police. It's not an exaggeration. The 4 highest ranking members of the Mass State Police resigned because of a blog series that I did. I've gotten Kylie Kirkpatrick. I've gotten some really influential and powerful people. But you are my white whale. You are the one. You are my proudest accomplishment. The day that I thought you were going to get away with your scam, and I was really disappointed. I was happy to expose you, but I really thought you were going to get away with it. The day that you were charged I was elated. It was all worth it. All the blogs, all the work, all the research I've done into you, it was all worth it, because I know, like, you're going to see this face. It's the last thing you're going to see while you're breathing free air. And when you're rotting in your jail cell, it's just going to be a constant reminder that you are there because of me. I put you in that box. I did that to you. I took you away from your family. I took away your ability to defraud and grift the community. You had a nice thing going for a while, and then I came in and I took it from you. And now I'm going to take your freedom. Okay? That's going to be our relationship. So I just want to make that clear. I understand you're very arrogant right now. You think this is some sort of big win. You got to speak at a high school. Good job. That's fine. I'm going to get the big win in court. And I promise you, this is the last face you're going to see while breathing free air. That is my promise to you right now. So the thing about this thing was that the kids didn't have an option not to go. They had to go to this. They were forced to go to this, which is so wrong and so evil. Now, a lot of people have defended the principal, Tom Murphy, including Mark Lombardo, has sent me a message and said, look, he's actually a decent guy. He just didn't know. I find that unacceptable. You're the leader of the school. Is your Google machine broken? It is simply unacceptable to say, I don't know anything. I mean, it's unacceptable not to read Turtleboy, quite frankly. If you don't follow Turtleboy, then you're not following the news. You don't know what the hell's going on in the world. That's your choice to be ignorant. But you don't get to plead ignorant after that. Oh, I didn't know. Well, too fucking bad. Then don't be the principal of high school. You allowed this monster into your school. People are Corey. Like, teachers have to get Corey checked going into her. This woman is on federal indictment, 18 charges. And you brought her into your school. This is the best role model you could find for kids during Black History Month. And if any kid objected, which they would not do because it's a dynamic of power there, they're not in a position where they're free to speak out against her. And so they had no choice but to sit there, even though a lot of them knew exactly who she was. A lot of them did. So let's play. I made this compilation video kind of highlighting what she said at Billerica yesterday. And we'll watch the whole video as well. What she said at Billerica and what she said other times.
What I received when I made the front page of the Boston Globe. Every award you could possibly think of, every honor I have received. Citations from City Hall, honored by the Attorney General, honored by all these people. Elizabeth Warren sent me a plaque for my activism. But all you Captain Save-A-Hole motherfuckers got out here campaigning for him? I'm confused. I'm gonna need somebody to break it down for me.
Okay, so real quick, and I just want to say this to Aidan here. At least he spelled it right. So it's my name too. Because I put your comments in the blog there. He says she literally gave a nice, empowering speech at the school. She didn't spread any rhetoric like that. Okay. How about this? How about we invite How about we invite Bernie Madoff to come? Or no, he's dead, I guess. Bad example. I don't know. Pick any criminal you want. A well-documented criminal to come into the school and speak to kids. And as long as they give a nice, empowering speech, it's okay for you. As long as they don't spread the hate in the school itself, it's okay with you. I mean, what kind of logic is that? It's not grown-up logic. She's a criminal. Why is she in school? And by the way, there was nothing empowering about this speech. If you thought this was empowering, you're a very simple-minded person, sir. You don't know what you're talking about. What was empowering about this speech? She just repeated the same thing that she said over and over again. She talked about herself a lot, quite frankly. There's nothing empowering about that. And she lied her face off. We're going to go through her whole speech. She lied her face off. She didn't do any of these things. And this whole act here, this is an act. The real Monica is what she constantly posts all the time. That's the real Monica. But if you would like to come up, Aidan, you're more than welcome to come up here and talk it. Happy to have you in the comments. Okay. Just let me know. Maybe one of the mods can, or Deb or Laura can message me if you'd like to come up, and I can send the link that way. I don't have to post it in the chat, because I do welcome dissent on here. I do welcome disagreeing opinions. This isn't Timcast. We're allowed to come on and people are allowed to disagree and have uncomfortable discussions about stuff on here. And yeah, so they're more than welcome to, but you can't just forget everything this woman has done. Be like, oh, it's okay. She didn't do it in front of the kids. Do you think, Aidan, this is the best voice for the Black community to hear during Black History Month? Do you think this is the best choice? Do you think they could have done better? And how did they pick her? Like, how is she the chosen person? But anyway, let's go back. Let's just compare and contrast things she said in the speech to things she said in real life.
I'm pro love. I'm pro whoever is pro me.
And if somebody don't get some racial bias training to these white officers, we are one incident away from a race war. One incident away from a fucking race war. But
people think you want to fight even when you don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm old now.
And I slammed my hand on the table and tried to jump across that bitch and lay him the fuck out, letting him know them same fucking kids you call thugs and fucking hoodlums is the ones that I'm fucking fighting for. Y'all.
I also was honored by the Boston Celtics, the Boston Bruins, and for 2020 made Bostonian of the Year. But I think the award that I love the most are these two here.
She brought her freaking awards.
Boston Magazine's 100.
By the way, the fact that she would bring these shows how arrogant she is. They deleted her from this. Boston Magazine, for those of you unfamiliar, in August, wrote a follow-up about Monica explaining how they were duped by her. Yours truly was interviewed in it. And Jamarhl, we were both interviewed in this one extensively about the work that it took them months to write this story. I was in touch with the reporter. And that, like, so this same magazine that she's now like, look at this. I saw this frame. They've retracted that article, Monica. She doesn't point that out. So there's your first lie, Aidan. This whole thing has all been retracted. She has the original one. They have taken it back. They have done a follow-up. They know the truth now.
Most influential people, right?
The city job. I'm anti-coonery. There is a situation in this city of house Negroes and field Negroes that nobody wants to talk about, right? And what happens is the house Negroes will always cape for the oppressor. It'll always be, Oz Master can't do it by herself. Oz Master really cares about us. Oz Master's gonna make sure we are right.
Now.
Okay, so Aidan says in the comments, and again, Aidan, if you'd like to come up, you can do that. But he goes, I feel like the situation as a whole has been blown a little bit out of proportion. Dude, she's facing what part of 18 felony charges in federal court don't you understand? What part of decades in prison don't you understand? Are you slow? Do you not understand what a big deal that is? That's not being blown out of proportion, my dude. It's a serious federal crime. She defrauded the community, the vulnerable community, of millions of dollars. The people that she committed crimes against primarily are black people. She claimed to be raising money to help black people, and she enriched herself. Do you not understand how evil that is? And when she said, and remember this, Eden, I want you to, you're at the end of this, stick with this, okay? I want you to listen to some of the things Monica said. And if you don't think this is a big deal, then you're going to have to admit that you're a racist, because what she says about my friend Rayla, who's black and a female and married to a white man, is some of the most offensive and horrible and violent things you've ever heard. If you can justify this, then congratulations, Aidan Blumenthal. You're a bigot. And you, quite frankly, should not have, you should be canceled. If you're going to stand by this, by the end of it, we might have to look into you. So just, if you'd like to come up, let me know. We'll see.
When you Google me, it looks crazy. You would think I was Pablo Escobar.
I recorded you bitch ass niggas. I watched what the fuck you did. I promise you, I will be fucking Tupac Shakur dead out this bitch. You try it with mine. I promise you, because I'm.
And to the white students in here, I know it's an uncomfortable conversation.
Oh, okay, white students.
Race.
Oh, really?
It doesn't feel good.
White students, it's uncomfortable.
I get it. You've been riding white penis for a while. I don't give a shit. You and Tom, Chad, Bill,
yep.
Get it.
We're all named Todd. Yep.
Haitian black man, but I get it. He living in Utah. He getting pink uncooked vagina. I get it.
I get it, yeah.
Because we need this heifer to understand that regardless of how many white penises she ride, and regardless of how many white supremacists she recruit, and regardless of how many Trump supporters that she supports, that at the end of the day, keep your hands off.
Oh, team, okay. That seems nice.
I had received over 250 death threats. I've had my door kicked in. I have spreadsheets of every attack. They sent me pictures of my children threatening to kill us.
What?
There are people who troll me on a regular basis on social media.
Oh, no.
There's nowhere I can go where I feel safe. I had to hire.
I dare 6 of you motherfuckers to pull me the fuck over. I promise you I'll give you a reason.
Okay.
Assholes.
Whoa.
A white woman. Malcolm X would have blew somebody's fucking head off.
Oh, that's nice.
And that is why I was powerful. And that is why I was a problem.
Oh, diplomacy.
Fuck the police. Fuck the police.
It's her strength.
The police. Fuck the police. Y'all picked the right one. Fitted us? Because if all you are is black, we still fucking losing. Fuck damn shit, motherfucker. I got all the curse words in the world on my car, and I'm recording you bitch ass niggas. Be aware. You think y'all are taking me to court this week for some dumb shit? I'm gonna give you a reason to take me to fucking court. Promise you that.
Oh, what's that? Is that a threat? That's a threat, to be very clear. That's a threat.
Do not let social media, TV, magazines dictate to you what's actually happening in the world. Well, Monica, I read online and they said you did this. The truth of the matter is I ran a food pantry.
Oh, don't call him Mr. Burns.
She ran a food pantry.
Fuck you. Fuck all you so-called black leaders. Y'all not leading shit. Y'all are cooning hard. Fuck the police. Fuck. I'm tired of y'all.
Notion that we have to keep going through this, watching things happen, and hate each other, attack each other is exactly what politicians would love for you to do. Because if we're fighting, we're not talking.
And coon-ass so-called activists having these public safety meetings. Oh, I sat in a meeting and I demanded that they put funding towards... No, fuck your funding. Dismantle that bitch. Y'all don't play for us.
What? Okay.
I'm not sitting down having no conversation with no fucking cop. You don't play for us. You one cop.
We ain't sitting down having no conversation with no effing cop. This is nice. Imagine there are children of police officers in this crowd. How do they feel? Do they feel welcomed by this? Do they like they're being forced to listen to this horrible, nasty, divisive, racist pig?
When we talk about dismantling police departments, we're talking about the system. There's a systematic failure in that structure. And we can always argue. There are good cops. The issue is the moment that the good cops speak up, they get ostracized.
And because these fucking cooning ass black folks invite y'all to the basketball game and got little black kids shaking y'all hand without telling them same little fucking black kids that in about 5 years they're gonna get racially profiled by that same bitch ass fucking officer. Tell these kids the fucking truth. You got them out here playing basketball with these niggas and high-fiving these motherfuckers and celebrating them and giving them certificates and, oh, let's be friends with the fucking cops, and not telling them that the moment they get hair on their face or puberty kick the fuck in, that they're gonna be face down, ass up out this bitch. Fucking gonna ask me why my kids didn't go to the fucking little training shit teaching teenagers how to be cops. My daughter looked at them sideways. The fuck you mean? The fuck you mean? They don't want your little summer job training them to be fucking bitch ass niggas. Who wants that?
What? So how do you? I want to go to that job training. I want to go to the job training where I learn how to be a bitch ass trigger. And what? So this is day one. So first you got to sign in, and then you got to get your punch card out. That's step one of being a bitch ass trigger. You got to do that first, and then you're gonna have to fill out your 1099s. Then you're basically a bitch ass trigger. You're ready to go. Get your uniform on. Pay $15 an hour. See you Tuesday. So what she's talking about there was a program that the Boston police were working on in the community. It was like one of those like community, get to know the community things. They were playing basketball and having a picnic or some shit, and kids were going down. And it's one of those nice things that everybody in the community likes to see. You know, police interacting and getting to know the people and blah, 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 blah. And everyone's happy. That angers Monica more than anything because it is just, she needs police to be bloodthirsty killers in order to make money. That's her whole racket. Police have to be evil. She sees this. That just angers her so much. And she's like, fuck no, we ain't going down there to learn to be no bitch ass trigger. Yep. Billerica High School endorsed this woman in the school committee. We're going to get to that.
And a lot of people would love to spew hatred because it's the easy thing to do. But it takes that extra step to actually try to understand each other and have conversations with each other.
If white vagina and white penises jeopardize your melanin, then we need you to sit in the back of the classroom, and this ain't your part of the show, and you don't get to talk right now.
Regardless of what color you were, regardless of what you look like,
regardless of how many educated gang symbols you have at the end of your name, regardless of how close in proximity you are to white supremacy, regardless of how many white penises you ride. And I ain't mad at you, sis, because if you riding that motherfucker for a credit score, get you that house, boo. Get your 40 acres in your mule. Just don't forget that you's a nigga. Okay? When they ran up on my
so question for Aidan Blumenthal, after hearing that, what do you think of that, my dude? Let me play that one part. Please explain to me, do you think the individual who said the following statement should be brought into a school and paid money to speak to children while being presented as a role model? Again, listen.
Regardless of how close in proximity you are to white supremacy, regardless of how many white penises you ride, and I ain't mad at you, sis, because if you riding that motherfucker for a credit score, get you that house, boo. Get your 40 acres in your mule. Just don't forget that you's a nigga.
Do you think that's okay, Aidan Blumenthal? Oh, is he a teenager? Oh, I thought he was like, people are saying, I thought he was a grown-up. So, Aidan, if you're a teenager, if you're a student, and so it's my job to educate you because your school has failed you. Okay, let's be very clear. Your school has failed you. And that's why this is in the news right now. Like the adults in your life have failed you immensely by presenting, because you trust adults. And why wouldn't you trust adults, right? You're a kid. You've been taught that they're in charge and they know what they're talking about and blah, blah, blah. This woman, that the reason this is in the news right now is because it's outrageous that this woman who's saying these things was brought in to speak to you guys. This is a bigot. This is a violent racist sociopath. This is a woman. She's talking about a black woman here named Rayla Campbell. Her husband is white. She's telling Rayla that she rides white penis for a credit score. I'm pretty sure that's not why Rayla married her husband. I think she loves him. They have kids together. And for her to suggest that and say, no matter how many times you ride your white husband's penis for a credit score, you're still the N-word, the lowest word you can call black people. And this is not okay. If she says this on her own time, it's disqualifying. If anyone else said this, if a white person said this, they would be banned from everything forever. Rightfully so. But Monica isn't. And just because she didn't say this stuff in front of you, that's kind of the whole point.
Okay? When they ran up on my fucking son and had him fucking fearful, and he got his hands way up in the fucking sky talking about, Mom, I don't want them to fucking kill me, so I wanted to make sure they could see where the fuck my hands is.
Busting all through the place, I'ma do a drill head to the cape. If you mention me, raise a
this is her son.
Wet mop and red tape. Don't be with me, cause you leather weight. Y'all heard of me, that's fucking facts. From busting bitches, maybe bust a trap. If you ain't triple G's, you can take a lot. If you fooling nigga, don't kill the tap. Bitch. Yeah.
Shit you should have already been doing. Cause nigga, not for nothing, black people make up 53% of the city of Boston. Nigga, we your votes. Aside from them coons that fucking keep voting for you bitch ass niggas, we're your votes. And when I beat this case,
when I beat this case, look at, there's a crowd full of teenagers cheering on a criminal. This is insane. Like a crowd full of children are cheering on a woman who defrauded the community of millions of dollars and said all of those horrible things. And they're cheering her on. They're rooting for her. But they don't know who she is. Of course not. They're kids. What do they know? The adults did this. It is unacceptable. Now, Kelly says she's from Billerica. Kelly says residents want the school committee to answer questions today, but nope, silence typical. That's fine. They're not going. I'm not giving them that option. So I've contacted that one woman there. What the hell's her name? I put her in the blog. Gina. I forget her name. She's already blocked me. So guess what? What's her name again? Her name is no, Aidan is a junior at Billerica High School, I'm told. Aidan, if you'd like to come on, my friend, you're more than welcome to come on, because again, I'm a former teacher myself. I taught 11th graders. I don't talk like this. If I did, I wouldn't be allowed into school. And I don't believe in being racist, and I don't believe in that it's okay to threaten people like that. I don't believe in any of that stuff. If you'd like to come up here and I can explain that to you, you're more than welcome. I'm be happy to educate you, because trust me, I'm a much better role model than this individual. I take care of my kids. I don't go to jail. I don't commit crimes, etc. So anyway, it's not a debate. He's a kid. That's the thing. He's a junior in high school, so he doesn't know anything. It's not really his fault. The school told him that this was a good person. Like, you're going to believe that. You don't know any better. You know what I mean? It's not his fault. So, but where are the parents in this town? So this school committee member, I forget her name, but she has blocked me. So guess what? I'm coming to Billerica, period. Like that, there's nothing I hate more than being ignored. So I'm coming to Billerica. I have a megaphone in my car. We'll go to the school soon, real soon. Pay attention. We're going to go to Billerica real soon. That's why you need to hit that notification bell for the impromptu live, because it will not be, you will not be notified ahead of time when this is going to happen. But I will be in Billerica soon. And all of your addresses from the school committee are public. And I'm not afraid to do a house call. And it's not illegal, and it's not a threat. I'm a member of the press. If you're going to avoid questioning me on the internet and think you're going to block me, unacceptable. I'll come in your house. We're going to do the interview that way. You will answer for this. You will not avoid this. You will not run away from this. Your role in this will be explained, or we will put you on blast. That's what we will do. So, yes, an award-winning member of the press. You get to meet a Pulitzer Prize winner. Should be. Possibly next year. Okay. Anyway, so let's watch the whole freaking speech. I wanted to break this down to you. And what's this? So Mark Lombardo at least called it out. He's a good leader. I started getting threats. Another student threat. I mean, I don't know what this is. This is kind of English. This is a Billerica. I thought this was a troll, but it's an actual Billerica student email. It's a student email. And it says, somebody's saying, is it Jean? What? No, it's not. What the hell's her name? I put her in the blog. Her name is at the end there. This one. She's in the profile picture. This woman. Her name is, Sherry. Her name is Sherry. Sherry Garjalianis. Does anyone have her phone number? If anyone can send me your phone number, we'll make a call. Address. Again, like Sherry, if you're watching this, blocking me is not going to do you any good. Okay. Now I'm even more determined. We will be talking, you and I. We will be having a conversation. That is not a threat. It's my present to you. You get to meet Turtleboy. And we are going to answer the questions about this. You might not talk, but it's going to make you look worse when it's on camera and it's unannounced and it's unpleasant and you're going to look silly. Or you can just message me back, or we can do it that way. Whatever way you want to do it. You are a racist. All I know about Sherry is you're a white supremacist. That's what you are. You are a racist because you support this racism. This bigot who attacked my friend Rayla Campbell for being black and having a white husband, you support her. All I know about you is that you are a white supremacist. You oppose interracial marriage, and you are a direct threat to children. And I stand up for children, and I will hold you accountable. Just understand that. You're not going to walk away from this. You will answer for this. You chose to go out there and put yourself out there and defend this woman. You didn't have to. You chose to. And there will be accountability. Just understand it. So anyway, this is the kind of thing that the school committee caused. We have poor Aidan Blumenthal. Seems like a nice guy. Obviously doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Just trusts adults. And then we have this person here. Sherry G isn't running. She's on the school committee, isn't she? Is she not on the? Oh, she not on the school committee? I thought she was on the school committee. Oh, that makes it even more interesting. Okay. I thought she was running for re-election. Anyway, so I got this email from a Billerica email address. And it says, first off, that was really embarrassing during Black History Month too. Leave that damn poor woman, alone. You cracker. Built spread more misinfo. When I see you, it's on. I don't give a fuck. Pull up, white cracker. You think you elat? You will be dealt with. So obviously this is a threat. I don't know how credible it is, but it is a threat. And it's coming from a school email address, a school sanctioned email address. And there will be accountability for that. Like we need to know who that was. So, do we have an email? Does this have a phone number? We have the superintendent's. This does not have a phone number. These are just a bunch of emails. Emails do me no good. So she's definitely a current school committee member. Okay. All right. If anyone can get me that woman's phone number, we would love to talk. So Miss Info has been threatening me. And obviously this is what Monica Cannon Grant does to kids. This is what she does. Okay. We're going to call. So this school committee member down here, this is what she says. Her name is, what'd she say? There she is. Sherry Gargiolanis. She goes, apparently she's cool with it. I can tell you that both my daughters were in the assembly when she spoke. They told me that not one swear word was uttered or a racist term. Do you understand how stupid you have to be to say something like that? Like, oh, it's okay because she didn't swear or say racial slurs in front of my kids. She just does it all the time on the internet. So it's no biggie. Yeah, my kids even told me. It sounds like they have really high standards over there at Billerica, doesn't it? As long as you don't call kids bitch ass triggers in front of them, it's all good. Just do it on Facebook. Then it's cool. She's being charged with 18 federal crimes. No big deal. No big deal. According to an elected official running your schools. Billerica, what is wrong with you? How does somebody like this get on your school committee? We need someone else in Billerica to take out papers and run against this woman. I will make it my mission to make sure this woman loses re-election. There is no way a person who supports this bigot, this racist, should be running your schools like Sherry does. She goes, I will choose to believe what my daughters are telling me and move on. Well, guess what? We're not going to be moving on. So that's not an option. Somebody goes, she's indicted on federal fraud charges. You think that's a good person to speak at a school? She goes, I didn't say that. I will stick to the facts. I'm referring to the Turtleboy post, which I do not follow. Well, that's your problem. That's your ignorance. She has been indicted. I do not believe it has gone to court yet. What? So it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Like, this is insane that this is just okay. That's just like, oh, it's only an indictment. What do you think an indictment is? How do you think indictments happen? Do they happen without evidence? Let's make a call to Sherry. Let's see what she's got to say.
Hi. Although your call cannot be completed to the number you dialed, I can quickly help you find similar business.
Nope, wrong number. Oh, cool. I got another one over here. They're both wrong there. Both wrong, Kelly. Let's 0 for 2 there. Let's see. We got another one over here. Let's see what this one says. Hold on. Okay. Is this the one I just called? All right. Oh, this is a different one. Okay. All right. Let me try a couple here. All right. Because we'll call them all. We'll call all these people. 624.
Hi. Although your call cannot be completed.
No good. No good. First one's no good. How about this one? You guys are getting all the stuff off of Janetti's Truth Finder there, I think. Let's see. This one. Nope. 0 for 4. You got 4 numbers on her. They're all wrong. Okay. You guys using Truth Finder? Because that's not good. That's not going to help you. I got another one. This says this is supposedly the chairman of the school committee, Mark E. Oh, let's give it a call. See what this one says. Hello, is Mark there? Hi, Mark. This is Aidan Kearney. We're live to tape from Turtleboy Daily News. I'm calling to see if you have any comment on Monica Cannon Grant speaking at the high school.
I do not. Thank you.
Do you support her?
I do. I have no comment. Thanks.
Are you afraid to condemn racism?
I am not racist.
But why won't you? Well, she is. Why can't you condemn it?
Listen.
Have you heard the things she said?
That's all I have to say.
No, but how come? Why can't you condemn racism? I'm giving you a chance to condemn racism. Why can't you do it?
So racism is not right anywhere.
So why can't you condemn her racism? She spoke to children at your school. She threatened to murder a black woman, right? And she accused her of right. Oh yeah. So why can't you condemn that? Why is that hard?
I don't think it's right.
So do you agree she should not have been able to speak in the public schools?
I think what we said tonight at our school committee meeting.
You didn't.
We have to look at the way. Listen, hold on.
Okay.
We have to look at the way we vet these things.
Why can't you just say that a criminal should not be speaking at a public school? Why is that so hard?
It's an alleged thing, isn't it? Isn't it innocent?
It's she's been indicted on 18. Have you looked at the evidence? She's been indicted on 18 counts, and the federal government has a 99% prosecution rate.
Which is fine, but what's the tenant in America?
Okay, so how about Brian Walsh has been charged with murder, but he hasn't been convicted yet. Should he be allowed to speak?
Help me out. Who's Brian Walsh?
Brian Walsh is the man from Cohasset whose wife went missing.
No.
And so he's been the same thing. He's been indicted, but he has not been convicted. Do you think he should be able to speak to kids?
No.
Then why should Monica Cannon Grant? It's the same thing. She's been indicted but not convicted.
I think it's a different layer of crime, don't you think?
So certain criminals are allowed to speak at the school and others are not.
That's not what I said. I said the basic tenet in America is innocent until proven guilty.
Well, Brian Walsh is innocent until proven guilty, is he not?
Would I want Brian Walsh at my house? No.
Would you want Monica Cannon Grant at your house?
I don't know her.
Based on what you've seen, would you want someone like that around your kids?
Would I want... So, Mike, you're talking me around in circles.
I mean, I think these are pretty direct questions. No, these are fair questions.
And I think I've given you answers. And I think I've given you fair
But you're
answers.
not, it seems like you're going out of your way not to condemn the things that she said and just say this is wrong that an indicted criminal is speaking to kids in the public schools and being paid by the taxpayers. Like the taxpayers of Billerica paid for this woman to come there. This criminal. She's a criminal.
No, that's not true.
Who paid for it?
There was a foundation that paid for it. That was also stated at the meeting.
A foundation.
Right.
So what was the foundation? Does the foundation get public grants?
There is an educational foundation in town that paid for it through a grant.
What's it called?
Come on, this is what you do for a living.
I mean, I can find out, and I'm sure the nexus of the money would eventually be taxpayer money. But either way, like, my question is, why is it so hard to just condemn this woman who she's been charged and arrested, taken out of her house in handcuffs by the federal government?
That's not what you said. You said you condemn racism. Yes, I think racism is absolutely wrong. In
Okay.
all forms.
So then why can't you condemn Monica Cannon Grant? She's a racist.
And I'm going to go back and say, was I comfortable with it? No. Do I think it should have been vetted better? Yes.
But do you think that she should have been allowed to speak at the school? Yes or no?
I just said should have been vetted better.
But that's not answering the question. Do you think she should have been allowed to speak?
Come on, Aidan.
It's a yes or no. I mean, do you think she should have been allowed to speak at the school?
If it were me, probably not.
Okay, so you don't think she should have allowed. Okay. Well, so my question is, so what is the school going to do to make sure nothing like this ever happens again? And will the school department be issuing some sort of apology for forcing kids to listen to this woman?
That I don't know. And for the first part of the question, I said it. Now I'll say it for the fourth time. We're going to look into our vetting process.
Okay. So, I mean, this is kind of an evasive non-answer. I mean, you have one woman on the school committee named Sherry who is openly endorsing this woman and sticking up for her right to speak. Do you agree with her?
I'm not speaking against Sherry.
Okay. So it seems like this could easily happen again because it seems like if you missed this woman, she's all over the news and she was literally in your school has become a laughing stock. Like the media is there. Like, you understand this is embarrassing, right?
So in no circumstance would I say anything about our school system or any school in our system is a laughing stock.
No, but I'm saying everyone else is laughing at your school district because you guys brought a criminal in. You realize how ridiculous that looks, right?
And that's your definition of a laughing stock. You used to be a teacher, didn't you?
I did. And what?
Would you ever say any school that you ever taught in was a laughing stock?
If we brought someone like this in, I would certainly object. I taught at Shepherd Hill Regional in Dudley. If they said that we're bringing this woman in who's been charged with 18 federal counts, 18 including 7 felonies, and had said all of these horrible, racist, and violent things on social media, I would probably object. I would say this is wrong. We should not be doing this. But nobody at the school objected to this.
And again, it was missed in vetting.
Is the Google machine broken in Billerica? I mean, it's like, how do you not?
I'm just laughing at the Google machine because I like that. That's what I.
But it's true. I mean, you punch this woman's name into Google, and all of this stuff comes up immediately.
So listen, I heard the story, whatever it was, 6 months ago or a year ago, the charges, right? So I'm familiar with the story.
Okay.
When somebody sent me the name, I didn't know the name. But
Okay.
I remember the story.
Okay.
But we missed it in vetting. And that's not going to happen again.
Okay. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on, at least talking to me.
Hey, listen. You're a teacher. We're all doing this for the greater good. Just remember that when you print whatever you're going to print.
I know. I mean, I disagree with that. Bringing Monica Kearney Grant is for the greater good. But you're right. I do.
No. That's not what I said. Come on. I said we're all in this teaching for the greater good.
Right. Yes.
That was for the greater
right. I agree with you on that statement that we are in this for the greater good. But I think
good.
that.
Wait a second. I'm backing up on ice.
That's okay.
All right. Go ahead.
So I agree with you that we are all in this for the greater good. But I think that bringing Monica Kearney Grant in sets a horrible example for children, because children can read, look into her, research her, and they can see all this stuff. It's all out there. And so I think that's and they're going to look at this and say, my teachers vouched for this person. My school brought this person in and presented them as a role model, as something I should aspire to be. And I think that's a horrible thing to do for kids. And I also think you should be thinking about the children of police officers. I'm sure there's many kids that go to Billerica High School whose parents are police officers, who this woman has threatened to kill cops before, has said some of the most horrible things about police officers, called them pigs and, N-words and all this stuff. And like, if you were a kid and you had to be forced to listen to this woman, that would make me sick. I mean, I've had multiple students from Billerica High School. They're the ones that reached out to me about this. They're like, my dad's a cop. I can't believe this woman is here. I'm so offended. My teachers made me go to this. No kid at your school should feel unwelcomed, but kids do feel unwelcome because they were forced to listen to this woman. And that's wrong. Yeah. So, well, thank you for hearing me out. Have a good night.
Okay.
All right, bye. That was interesting. Okay. He wants to say it. It's very clear he knows who Monica Kearney Grant is at this point. He wants to say it. He's just sackless. I mean, that's what it comes down to. He's afraid to condemn her. And this is the cowardice of the world that we're living in, is that we got guys like that who are afraid to just do the right thing. How hard is it to condemn this? It's so easy. Just like this, Mark Lombardo did it. It's really easy. This is bad. Just racism and threatening to kill people. It's bad. That's not hard. It's really not that hard. So anyway, I can't believe he spoke to you. I definitely think he's familiar with. I mean, I don't buy the whole, I don't know who Monica Kearney Grant is. That makes no sense. I do have a couple donos I want to read here. We got one here from, let's see. And thank you, Kelly, for sending that. Daniel sends $19 on Cash App and says, thank you for the Tuesday night entertainment. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for watching and donating and appreciating that. Also, we have another one here from Kelly. Kelly sends $10 and she says, thanks for keeping it real. Kelly, you're goddamn right about that. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. Again, if anyone else would like to donate, you can click at the link at the top. It's called Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want. You get to write a message. I'll get an email notification and I will read it out loud to the class. And so, yeah, I guess there were corrections officers speaking there tonight. You guys got to make noise about this in your community. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So you can click on the link again if you'd like to donate, or you can Cash App me $ Uncle Turtleboy. Again, this is the journalism I do. Like when I'd like to go out and do shit more. I'd like to spend all day doing shit. I write blogs though, because that's how I make money, is with the ad revenue on the blogs. The more donos we get, the more fucking fun shit we get to do out there, right? The more shit we got to actually get out there and do real in your face rebel news type journalism, baby. That's what I'm all about. Exactly. Anyway, so let's actually watch Monica's thing here, shall we? I think I kind of said it all in that email. Oh, is the video gone? Don't even tell me it's gone. Is the Monica video gone? Because I saved it. Obviously, I saved the whole thing. I don't know why she would delete it. Wow. The video's gone. This is wild. Am I missing this? It was embedded at the bottom. But I see down here, I see nothing here. Right? Playback on websites has been disabled by the video owner. Not a big deal. You don't think I downloaded a copy of that? This is what she always does. She always deletes shit. Why are they deleting shit too? That's another good question. I got it. Don't you worry, girl. I got you. Think I don't got a backup. Stop it. What you doing? What you doing? Okay. Is this it? No, I have so many Monica videos here. Give me a moment to pull it up. Let's see. No, that's her. We're yelling at the cops. What's this? Oh, I found it. Okay, we got it right here. Wait, somebody is sending it. Is it up? No, I guess it is up. Okay, I'll just message it to myself. All right, here we go. Let's pull it up. All right, here we go.
Monica is a civil rights activist, organizer, and writer, and a public speaker in Boston. She was born and raised in Boston and recently resided in Duxbury for 16 years. In 2016, she was a candidate for state representative for the 7th Suffolk District.
Suffolk, it's pronounced Suffolk, son.
Community Call, advocating to prevent homelessness for youth. She's the CEO and founder of the Balance in Boston Inc., an organization highlighting disparities around balance in communities of color. Monica has been an op-ed contributor to both the Boston Globe and Commonwealth magazine in regards to violence prevention. In 2017, Monica was the lead organizer of the White Supremacy March in Chicago.
Okay.
The Boston Free Speech Rally.
So this is obviously written by her. This kid's just reading it off. This is what she always brags about. I did this. I held a rally. There was 45. I've heard this speech a million times. There was 45,000 people there. We marched against white supremacy. I'm a freaking hero. I was in the Boston Globe. The Boston Celtics honor me. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard all of this before. Most of these kids probably haven't because they don't read Turtleboy, right? They should, but they don't. This woman, I think, appears to be somewhat in charge. She seems like an adult and would not. I want to know who she is, and I want to know her involvement in this.
I'm not going to stand behind it. It just feels awkward, and that's not me.
That's not me.
So thank you guys for having me. I had no idea it was this many students, so I'm a little anxious, so just bear with me. But shout out to you guys for an amazing performance. So he did a good job introducing me. I'm not going to repeat any of that stuff, and I know you guys want to hear about the activism piece, but I kind of got to give you a quick little synopsis of who I am before we jump into all the trouble I caused. So 2016, I ran for state representative in Roxbury, lost my election by 90 votes, broke my heart. 2017, organized my first protest of 45,000
yep, we protested. Okay, we've heard all this.
Of me getting on the radar of people that love me and people that hate me. It could go one of two ways. 2018,
me. Okay, we protested
on camera.
George Floyd. No one. First of all, she says that no one was arrested. That's just a lie. That's just a lie. There was many people arrested at this protest. It was not peaceful at all.
And you may ask, why is that important? Well, that's important because the day before there was a protest.
Oh, it was the day before. All right. You had nothing to do with that.
That doesn't mean your life doesn't matter. I want to be the person to debunk the narrative of all the stuff you see on TV and all the propaganda. When we say Black Lives Matter, that means they haven't always mattered. Does not mean your life doesn't matter. Doesn't mean Black Lives Matter more. Understood? So, we organized that protest, not one arrest. It was phenomenal. That same year, I was able to help get 2 pieces of legislation passed with the assistance of Elizabeth Warren. Who knows Elizabeth Warren? And Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. We got the Eric Gardner chokehold bill passed so that anybody in custody who is being choked and screams and say they need medical attention can receive it.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Andrew Kirst Act.
I'm a big
Andrew
hero,
Kirst
right?
died
Sure.
in the back of a police car. And those are the 2 things that happened in addition to
First of all, she had
protests in
nothing to do with
2020.
those.
After
Nothing.
that, I launched my own organization.
Oh, okay. So violence
that
in
I
Boston.
continue to take care of people. We did a food pantry feeding 500 to 600 people per month.
No, you didn't.
Number of different.
There's a lie.
I brought a couple of things to show you. So me and the former mayor of Boston didn't get along for a while. He's cool now. Just a FYI in case y'all.
So this is I initially reported, people told me that she said that she called the Mayor Wu her N-word. She says M word, as in mother effer. And she's talking about the old mayor, Marty Walsh. She's told this story a number of times. She brags about this like this is a good thing that I called Marty Walsh a motherfucker 269 straight days until he finally met with me and he said, "Can you stop calling me a motherfucker?" And it's like she's proud of that. Like, congratulations, you acted like complete trash to get the attention of the most powerful person in Boston at the time. Good job. And then he basically threw money at you to make you go away.
Y'all know him.
He's cool because
we didn't get along. 269 days I protested him. I was 6 months pregnant, laying on the mayor's floor because he was trying to close the schools in Boston. At the same time, that violence has spiked. After 269 days, he finally decided to meet with me. That's great, right? In my mind. I made the front page of the Boston Globe 3 times in 1 year because I called the mayor the M word. I'm not going to say it, but it's mother something.
That's why you. Oh, good. This is a great example to set for kids.
I wouldn't advise you do that.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
I don't want nobody saying that Monica said call your teachers or anybody the M word, but that's what I did because he was pissing me off.
Oh, okay. So that's okay.
And I want to show you that.
Oh, look at, I framed my awards here.
It's the bottom one.
That have since been rescinded.
This is what I received when I made the front page of the Boston Globe.
Oh, good job.
Person in history to call the mayor the M word. Right?
How about you show the one where Monica Cannon Grant charged with 18 counts of fraud? I like that front page more. I like that one. You got that one?
Again, don't do it. It was a different time. I also was honored by the Boston Celtics, the Boston Bruins.
Disgraceful.
And for 2020 made Bostonian of the Year. But I think the award that I love the most are these 2 here. And it says, Boston Magazine's 100 Most Influential People, right?
Like, all these kids are clapping. Like, they think that this is amazing because they have no idea what she's done and that she's been arrested. They just see like the school is allowing this woman to come up here and present herself as a role model to these kids. This is a woman who every politician, including the most radical liberals like Michelle Wu, have completely disassociated themselves from her. They're not returning her calls anymore. Monica's very upset about this. All of them. Julia Mejia won't return her goddamn phone calls. They've all abandoned her. And these kids, they have no idea of any of this stuff. They don't follow this. They're just this woman who they trust because the school's bringing her in here, so she must be know what she's talking about. Let's clap for her.
You're like, Monica, what does that matter? I wasn't showing you because I was trying to get clout, I promise you.
That's a great question. I don't even understand the point.
The significance of that is all of those things happened in the year 2020. It was an amazing year. Every award you could possibly think of, every honor I have received, citations from City Hall, honored by the Attorney General, honored by all these people. Elizabeth Warren sent me
Attorney General is indicting you.
But there's another side to activism that I want to talk to you guys about
what's
that's not so attractive. And that's understanding that when you have power, there are a lot of people who are angry about it as a Black person.
Oh, okay.
2021,
what?
I had received over 250 death threats.
Oh.
I've had my door kicked in. I have spreadsheets of every attack.
First of all, like, can we just like the context of it? I had my door kicked in for what? Oh yeah, they were raiding our house because I committed a crime, and then I was charged and indicted based on what they found in the house. And I got 250 death threats. No, you didn't. 250 people said were critical of you on Twitter, rightfully so. Those aren't death threats. She has received 0 death threats. 0. That is a complete lie. I mean, she's just lying to these kids, and the school is allowing her. Shame on every teacher, too, that just stood there. I'm offended as a teacher. When he brought that up, the school committee guy, it's like, yeah, that's a good point. If I was a teacher, I would absolutely say something about this. I'd be like, no, I would never have allowed this at Shepherd Hill. I would have made a big point. I would have gone to the media, whatever that is. But the Billerica teachers are just like, yeah, this is cool.
They sent me pictures of my children threatening to kill us. There are people who troll me on a regular basis.
Oh, no, not trolls. Media. Not trolls.
There's nowhere I can go where I feel safe. I had to hire security.
Oh,
I don't go anywhere without cameras.
How does she afford security?
I drive a black vehicle where you can't see in. Because the truth of the matter is being a black activist can very well mean your life.
I mean, we've heard this a million times.
Look attractive on TV and on social media, but the downside is that when you're going up against people of power, there is a trauma associated with that. In 2021, the federal government ran in my house with AK-47s in my face after I had just gave birth 2 weeks prior, with a bunch of accusations, and I looked like a deer caught in the headlights. But automatically, I understood what was happening. The same government that killed Martin Luther King, the same government that assassinated Fred Hampton, the same government that killed Malcolm X.
Okay, can we just stop right there? I mean, just stop right there. As a history teacher, I'm offended. Okay. The same government who killed Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? That's not what's... Can we get a history teacher? Can we get a fact check on that one? I mean, if you believe in conspiracy theories, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, I believe the CIA killed John F. Kennedy. I didn't teach that in class because it's a theory. The CIA, like, she's telling this to kids as a fact. This is going to confuse them. What she just said is a lie. The government did not kill Martin Luther King. The government did not kill Malcolm X. You know why Malcolm X was killed? Because Malcolm X believed in black separatism until he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca and he saw other light-skinned Muslims who he prayed with and he identified with. He came home a changed man. He was much, and they thought he was basically a sellout at that point. He no longer was preaching black separatism, and he was assassinated by other members of the Nation of Islam. That's who killed Malcolm X, because he no longer believed in black separatism. He was murdered for that. He wasn't killed by the government. So this woman is up here just lying about it. Lying. So let's play some more. Hopefully Aidan Blumenthal's watching, because that's lies.
Now in my house.
Don't write that on the test.
Now, you would think they just came out of nowhere. That makes no sense. No. In 2017, when I organized my first protest, was the first time I was contacted by the FBI because I ended up on a black extremist watch list. What that means is because I was protesting and organizing people in thousands, I was deemed a threat. Every time I would do a protest, the FBI would text my phone.
What?
And I tell you these things.
Like, does anybody believe that the FBI would text her phone? Like, oh, here's like, what? Like, no, who do you think you are? This delusion of grandeur. This is just made up. Like, why are we like, this is what on Black History Month, you could find one black person. You have this narcissist come into your school and just lie to kids about her past and who she is. This is all just made up. None of this is real. All of this is a lie. How is this helpful? Like, what are kids supposed to take out of this? But yeah, I'm really inspired to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now with this. Just talk about myself, because that's all she's doing.
So that you are understanding your history. We can't change the future if we don't know where we came from. But this delusion that all of this stuff happened with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Assata Shakur and all these people, and it doesn't happen today, is a lie. I am a living witness. Now, when you Google me, it looks crazy. You would think I was Pablo Escobar.
Okay, so stop right there. First of all, do these kids even know who Pablo Escobar is? Like basically what she's saying there, if you Google me, it will look crazy. Like basically she's telling the kids, if you research who I am, it's all a lie. This is what, I mean, schools are supposed to be cathedrals for education and learning. And they are allowing this woman to come up here and just lie to children. And we've seen it with poor Aidan Blumenthal in the comments. That kid's got no shot. He doesn't know how to do research or like learn anything for himself. He just believes what adults tell him to do. And this woman is lying, and why wouldn't he trust them? That is the shameful part. Adults in Billerica told children to trust this person, and she's just lying to them. That the government killed Martin Luther King.
But the truth of the matter is I was told emphatically that the reason this was happening to me is because I became too powerful and my mouth was too big.
So she's just like Martin Luther
Now,
King.
That's not to discourage you to mobilize, become an activist,
That's exactly
advocate for your community, or any of those things. It's so you will be aware. It's so you will understand what you sign up for. Because for as much as people love to jump in front of the protest, and I've been on every channel, 4, 5, 7, and the animal
Like this,
channel.
like why are you bragging about this?
Okay?
Oh,
The other piece is it comes with trauma, it comes with responsibility, and it comes with a lot of hatred from people who don't want things to change. They want you guys to hate each other. They want you to feel like, what can I do? And to the white students in here, I know it's an uncomfortable conversation around race. It doesn't feel good. And a lot of people like to say, well, I don't see color.
The whole school was there.
I want you to see my color. That's the problem.
Exactly. Because without my color, then I have no grift. If I was a white person, I couldn't get away with any of this shit. I want you to see it. Like I wouldn't be able to make all this money if I was white. I want you to see my color. That's the whole point. The uncomfortable conversations about, writing white penis for a credit score. It's going to get a little uncomfortable around here. Going to get a little bit uncomfortable.
When we're screaming in the streets, when things are happening, like Tyree Nichols that we just recently watched 5 black officers and 1 white officer beat him to death. The issue with that is it should not happen from those who are supposed to protect us. When we talk about dismantling police departments, we're talking about the system.
Why is she talking about dismantling
There's a
police?
systematic failure in that structure. And we can always argue, there are good cops. The issue is the moment that the good cops speak up, they get ostracized.
The moment that the good cops speak up, they get ostracized. I put that part in the video too, because a minute later she's talking about, well, what about the good cops? Fuck them good cops. Ain't no fucking thing as a good cop. That's the real Monica. That's what she said. Interesting.
So as you navigate Black History Month, and I'm talking to the white students now.
Oh, okay.
Compassion, empathy. Yeah, it's not your story, but try to understand that it's not black and white photos. It's still happening. Racism still exists. We had to get a Crown Act just for us to wear the hair that grows out of our head naturally.
That's
the problem.
That's a made up story. That's what that is.
When we
that's
talk
literally
about white
a made up.
privilege,
Oh
I know
yeah.
a lot of people are like, well, I'm white and I'm poor. I don't got no privilege. What are you talking about? The privilege is your skin color is not stopping you from receiving anything.
Yeah, white kids, you're getting shit because you're white.
The
Yeah.
moment I show up, before I open my mouth and you get to know who I am, I've already been judged by certain people.
You've already been judged because of the words that came out of your mouth previously. That's why you've already been judged. You're also being judged because you're facing 18 federal counts of fraud, including 7 felonies. That's why people have judged you. She's acting like the only reason people are judging me is because of the color of my skin. Nope. It's more to do with the crimes and the words that come out of your mouth. But these kids don't know about the crimes. Like, she's making it seem to them like this is the way she has told these kids who probably don't follow any of this shit is I am Martin Luther King. I am such a threat to the community because I'm a hero and because of my activism that they're trying to kill me. The FBI texts me every day. I'm dodging bullets out here. but I'm going to keep fighting. Like, she's making it seem like she is this freaking superhero to them. And poor idiots like Aidan Blumenthal are just like, where's his parents?
And that's what we mean by white privilege. If you have questions about some of the things you see around Black Lives Matter or during Black History Month, ask.
Like, look at all the teachers up there.
People will love to say Monica hates white people. She just wants to keep us separate and divisive. No, I hate systems of white supremacy. That's a difference. A big difference. And a lot of people would love to spew hatred because it's the easy thing to do. But it takes that extra step to actually try to understand each other and have conversations with each other and dismantle all the things that a lot of adults have screwed up. My grandmother used to say to me, civil rights is won in every generation. That means I caused a bunch of trouble, but eventually it's gonna be you guys causing a bunch of trouble. And then your kids are gonna be causing a bunch of trouble. Make it count. Make it count. We didn't get it right. You're gonna make mistakes, make it.
So just real quick to Aidan, because again, Aidan, if you'd like to come up, man, you're more than welcome to. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. You seem like a decent kid. But have I spoken to her? I've attempted to, but she just blocks me on all social media platforms. I always attempt to interview people that I'm going to write a story about, but she just blocks, and any media outlet that writes about her, she threatens them. She has threatened reporters from the Boston Herald, Sean Cotter. She has threatened him. And she's done this with several other people. When the Boston Globe stopped writing nice things about her, she started calling them white supremacists as well. This is what she does. Like, this woman right here is one of the most evil, vile, disgusting, and dangerous bigots walking the streets today. And your school invited her to speak to you. Your school presented her as a role model. This is like, maybe you're too young to understand this, but this is a really big deal. It's a real, like, this is embarrassing. There's a reason the media was out in front of your school today. That's not supposed to happen. If that happens, it's a massive fuck up on the part of your school. They completely screwed up, and they owe an apology to the community.
Count. Understand that the way that this country is structured, Black people suffer 10 times worse just for being Black before they can do anything, commit a crime, go to school, just be.
She's suffering because she's Black,
people are trying to get everybody in the world to understand. But you want to know what the best thing in the world happened? COVID. COVID made it so everybody was at home. So all the things that us as Black people knew were happening, now the world got a chance to see the video recordings of people being killed for no reason, and even when they were cooperating. And it highlighted that we have a problem. And I think 90% of the people in this room would agree, we have a problem. The question is how do we fix it?
Not you.
Well, it starts with you guys.
Well, how does
Start having those uncomfortable conversations.
What are they supposed to do?
If you see one of your friends being discriminated against, don't just stand there.
When does that happen?
People always talk about allies, allies, allies. I don't want any allies. Because oftentimes allies don't do much. I want accomplices.
What does that mean?
You guys understand what an accomplice is, right?
Yeah, it's what Clark is with you in the scheme. Yeah.
Y'all can talk back to me, you know that, right?
It's what Zayna Merchant is with your indictment.
An accomplice means that you're going to stand right
Tito
here
Jackson
and fight this fight.
Okay.
That you're not going to let nobody do anything harmful to me, and I'm not going to let anybody do anything harmful to you. So as you guys progress through Black History Month, and I know that's the month where it's just like, it's Black everything. It's a lot of Black stuff happening, I get it. Right? I had the audacity to come, big earrings, bangles, Black boots. I blacked the hell out of this outfit, you understand? Tupac, right?
She's wearing a Tupac shirt, okay. These kids even know who Tupac is.
But consider it like St. Patrick's Day. You know how you guys throw on your green and everybody drinks beer? That's what Black History Month is.
No,
for
we
us.
don't, because we're 15.
Every chance we get to show our culture and where we come We want to do it.
What exactly is your
But
culture?
don't isolate
Monica?
yourself.
Like, your culture is not the shared
You
culture
celebrate with
of
us?
most Black people I know.
Just take the time to talk to each other. Take the time to read and learn for yourself. Don't let anyone dictate to you how you should feel and what you should believe. Get all the facts.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm now facing the federal government
Oh,
as
here
I
we go.
stand here.
Here we go.
That's my life. I knew what I signed up for.
I'm facing the federal government.
And when
For
I
what?
beat this case, we're going to have a party.
Like, look at this. This is disgusting. I mean, just think of this. The school brought this person in, and now they got kids clapping for a criminal. What happens when she's found guilty, which she will be found guilty and convicted? What are these kids going to think now? You know what these kids are going to think? That, oh, the courts are racist. Monica was right the whole time. We can't trust the courts. They're all racist. Monica was innocent. She even said so. She told us this was going to happen. This is what the schools are teaching the kids. I mean, I see teachers up in the balcony there. They're clapping like morons.
Now, I could have came in here and skipped all over that and not told y'all that, but
You
I
haven't-
function from a place of transparency. There's nothing that I did that I'm ashamed of.
You haven't
Every
told us anything,
person
though.
I ever advocated for, every protest I ever organized, every floor I ever laid on, no matter where you are and what you do, I'm proud of what I did, regardless of how it looks now. The last thing I would say to you is again, do not let social media, TV, magazines dictate to you what's actually happening in the world. Well, Monica, I read online and they said you did this. The truth of the matter is I ran a food pantry. Do you believe that everybody that came to that food pantry was? No.
Oh, okay.
A lot of those people walked in there with Blue Lives Matter shirts on and they were pro-Trump.
Does anyone believe that?
Did that bother me? No.
Trump
You
people
wanna know
came.
why?
This is a
'Cause they were
lie.
hungry. Who cares?
This literally never happened. This never happened.
And that is why I was
never,
powerful.
ever happened.
And that is why I was a problem. Diplomacy. The same people who are on the opposition, whose politics I do not agree with, didn't change the fact that they were hungry, didn't change the fact that they needed help, didn't change the fact that they were regular people. And a lot of the things that
Like what she's saying right now, like, oh, we can just agree to disagree. This is not what she believes. 2 days ago, she posted a picture of a MAGA hat and said, anyone who wears this is a white supremacist. That's what she actually believes in a town that the majority of people voted for Donald Trump. Okay. That's what she really believes.
that they believe were based on ignorance. So this notion that we have to keep going through this, watching things happen and hate each other, attack each other is exactly what politicians would love for you to do. Because if we're fighting, we're not talking. We're not paying attention to whatever they're trying to legislate or do. And don't get me wrong, there's some people who are comfortable in their hatred. You're not going to talk away racism, so that's not what I'm telling you. But for those who really don't understand or want to know, and you feel comfortable and have the capacity to have that conversation, have the conversation. I'm pro-love. I'm pro whoever is pro-me. But I'm also black as hell.
What does that mean? Why are people clapping for that? Congratulations. You want a cookie? You're black.
The
Good
last
job.
thing I'll say is this.
Good job.
Regardless of what side of the fence you're on, when we watched that video of Tyreek Nichols, how many people have seen the video? Raise your hand. For a lot of us that watched that video, who are mothers, it hurt mothers. Regardless of what color you were, regardless of what you look like, as a mother, to hear that young man scream for his mother, who was 80 feet away, and she could not get to him to help him, broke every mother's heart in the world. And the humanity in that is what needs to be seen. We can say, well, the officers were black. They still function within a system that was structured to harm Black bodies.
Oh, okay. Like, listen to what she just
The
said.
bigger issue is
She just said doesn't matter if the cops were black because the police are white. Because the police are racist. It's a racist organization. That's what she just said right there. In front of a room. This was sanctioned by the school, this message. And we have people like the school committee chair who are like, well, I got no comment on it. I'm against racism, though. Sure, my district sponsors racism and brings in a bigot to spew racism. But I'm against it, just to be clear. Well, you're running the schools, so you got to own this. All these people are trying to be like,
regardless if Tyree was Black or white, it shouldn't have happened by law enforcement. Understood? So as we go through Black History Month, and you got your friends and you're hanging out and there's celebrations here, learn, read. They say the easiest way to hide something from somebody is in a book. Prove them wrong. And if you piss off a couple of people, it's okay. They'll get over it.
Oh, okay.
I piss off people on a regular basis just by showing up. You ever walk into a room and somebody hold their breath? She's here. People think you want to fight even when you don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm old now. Believe it or not, I have 6 kids. My oldest is 24. Yeah. Black don't crack. I'll do you one better. I recently became a grandmother.
Woo, yeah, you're never going to see him.
So I still willing to protest. I'm just a little slower now. I let other young people go protest and I just show up and support them instead of laying on the mayor's floor, because it takes a little time to get up now. You know, after you hit 40, you got to warm up like a Buick. You can't just jump up.
You're shaped like a Buick, but okay.
But I want to thank you guys for having me.
Okay, so that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I mean, I just can't believe the people from Billerica were in there be like, oh, like this was a great uplifting thing. What was uplifting about that? And it doesn't matter. It could be the most uplifting speech in the world. It wouldn't matter. She's being indicted on 18 crimes, like 18 charges. She has said things in her past that disqualify her from ever being around other people's kids. Ever. She's a bigot. She's an absolute bigot. Got a couple cash apps here. I want to read real quick. We have one from Kevin sends $10 and says, for Lombardo's smoke girlfriend, Mike dropped Tim POR, the superintendent, tonight. I'll have to see that. I'll have to watch that tape. That should be good. $5 from Claire McKenna sends and says, for WBZ interview Monica. We're going to watch that in a moment. And Frank Rizzo sends $20 and says, for celebratory cheese sandwiches when charged. Yes, Monica thinks that all white people, we all just eat cheese sandwiches. Thank you. If anyone else would like to donate, the link is at the top, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. So check this out, right? Let's watch the media. Let's watch CBS covered this, right? And I'm going to bring up their interview with her. Watch this. This is, again, at least they covered it.
Where parents can air their opinions.
Parents demanding answers from the superintendent. They want to know how a community activist,
can you guys hear this okay?
more than a dozen federal fraud charges, was invited to speak to students. Well, we spoke with the activist, Monica Cannon-Grant. She told WBZ's Louisa Moeller she doesn't see anything wrong with talking to the kids.
She doesn't. Oh, she doesn't. Okay.
Well, on its face, that doesn't sound very good.
I know my ex-husband's outraged. As a parent,
right.
I just feel like it's not good.
A black woman. It's like, that's bad.
Racial justice activist who organized a rally of thousands after the murder of George Floyd. But more recently, she's been in trouble. Indicted last year on 18 counts of fraud for allegedly stealing money donated to her nonprofit Violence in Boston.
Oops.
Can you understand why they might be upset given the fact that you're under federal investigation?
No.
Oh. No, because you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. That's why.
Not only about her presence at the school and whether she stole money.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't.
Would you have had a
I
problem
didn't steal money. Okay.
with someone who is under federal indictment giving a speech to your kids?
No.
Oh.
Because the people closest to the problem understand how to solve it. I am not the first Black activist. In fact,
Oh, it's because she's black.
326 Black activists facing federal charges.
It's just that simple. She's innocent because she's black. Duh.
It's not controversial to use a curse word. I think people who curse are extremely intelligent.
You
The
called.
superintendent told me by phone that the district is committed.
She called the mayor of Boston, the current secretary of labor. Although I heard Marty Walsh resign today. A motherfucker 269 times and bragged about it to kids. Like, I called the mayor of Boston a motherfucker 269 times to get his attention. I'm a leader. I'm the best person that Billerica could find to speak for Black History Month.
Ensuring a vetting process for outside speakers. He also wants to be careful not to discourage the voices of students.
The voices of students.
Curious as to why somebody would be invited to a public school with that amount of charges on them.
The school committee will hold a meeting on all this right here at Town Hall tonight, where parents can air their opinions. In Billerica, Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
Okay, so that's
a smile up front is
ridiculous. Now, I do see in the background, I think this is one of the kids who I highlighted. Daniel, you don't have to show your face, but we get a thing called porn bombed a lot. Sometimes I'll bring people up and they'll just whip out their dick, and then we get kicked off. The show gets canceled. It's called a porn bomb. Can you just wave to me and just make sure you're a human being, that I'm not going to get like porn? Okay, you're good. All right, I see you. I'm going to bring on Daniel right now. How you doing, Daniel? So I believe we had one of your comments featured in the blog in which you stood up for Monica, correct?
I did. Yes, I support freedom of speech.
Are you a student?
I am a student.
Okay. So you believe in freedom of speech. Do you think so? Do you know what Brian Walsh is?
Do I know who?
Brian Walsh. You know what Brian Walsh is?
The guy who killed his wife.
Yeah. Well, he was indicted. He hasn't been convicted. He was indicted.
He hasn't been convicted. I believe he's not on bail yet, so there's definitely reasonable cause to not release him. He's either danger to public, flight risk.
Okay. Do you think that he should? Do you think that he should be able to speak in front of your school because of free speech? You believe in free speech, right? So should he be able to speak in front of your school?
Just cause he's not like an activist for what reason?
What if he was black?
Black has nothing to do with being black. I mean,
so what? So all right, there's about 900,000 black people in Massachusetts. Do you believe this is the best representative of the black community that should speak on behalf of black people for Black History Month?
I don't think there's one best candidate, and to be completely honest, there's over 100 students in that organization. It was not the school that.
What grade are you in?
I'm just gonna keep that private.
But you are a student at Billerica High School?
Yes. I'm 18 though. So
okay. So have you heard some of the things that Monica has said about black women, including my friend Rayla Campbell?
I'm going to refer to what she said during the speech at our school. I think that's the most productive.
But did you see the thing that I played before? Have you seen that?
Which thing? The video of like the intertwined clips of some during our school and some that were just random.
That's correct. I mean, I have the whole thing if you'd like to hear the whole thing. But
yeah, I think that was kind of poorly in taste of you because it showed stuff that clearly you can change your rhetoric depending on your audience. And,
but still, but you think that it's okay? So as long if she's outside of school threatening to murder a black woman, as long as she's
I
not
don't
doing
the threatening of murder. No,
well, she did. She did threaten to murder. She threatened to murder her.
Not during our school day. Again, get back.
Okay, so just to be clear, your position is that it's okay for her to threaten to murder a black woman.
I never said that. You're just putting words straight in my mouth. I've never said it's okay to threaten to black. The speech that I saw, she didn't threaten to kill anyone.
Okay, so just so we're clear here, that you think that she should be able to speak in front of children, impressionable children.
I mean,
as long as
little children, it's
okay. So what if there's 14-year-olds in there?
There are 14-year-olds.
Okay,
there's also 36-year-olds. There's 70-year-olds.
Okay, so you think that she should be allowed to speak in front of impressionable students, as long as she doesn't say, "I'm going to kill a black woman for riding a white penis."
No, I didn't say that either. I'm sorry, I didn't say that either.
You kind of did, didn't you?
No, I didn't say killing. You're the one that mentioned killing.
Okay, so I said as long as she doesn't do those things, it's okay.
I think that's definitely more than just not killing. That would disqualify someone.
Okay, but I'm saying, so as long as she doesn't say the offensive things that she says outside of school, it's okay to have her on. That's your position.
I didn't say that. No, I'm sorry.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that I didn't really get to say my premise at the start of this. I don't really think. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
So I think that people in this town, by the way, I just want to fact check you real quick. Trump did not win in Billerica twice. He won in 2016. Biden won in 2020. You can fact that. He did. Okay. Yeah, Biden won in 20. It's kind of irrelevant. Just want to make sure.
That's fine. Well, thank you for the fact check.
You're welcome. But I just think so we had a Veterans Day assembly, and there are many students at our school that are just very anti-military, and that's their freedom, their First Amendment right to vocally be against the military. But they were all respectful and attended the Veterans Day assembly, and no one protested. No one went to the school committee saying we shouldn't have that thing. But when it's the Students of Color Association that does it, there's just so much controversy. And by the way, you're acting as if the whole assembly was this woman's speech. That was a small fraction of what the assembly was.
Okay, so you think that you're comparing her to a veteran?
It was an assembly at our school. We had two assemblies.
You just made an analogy between her and a veteran. So if people are offended by veterans, that the veterans.
I made an analogy that I made a comparison that at our school we had both a Black History Month assembly and we had a Veterans Day assembly.
You understand, but veterans did things for our country. They served our country. Monica Kearney.
Many would debate that the United
States what? You got cut off there.
Is a terrorist organization. Many would debate that too.
You're saying that, so you don't think veterans should be able to speak because.
Didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. The veterans were allowed to speak, and everyone was respectful of them.
So
I think you should be respectful.
You're comparing veterans who served their country for whatever reason to Monica. So you're saying that they're in the same class of people.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so what crimes has a veteran committed? Because Monica's been
veterans commit war crimes every day. The United States committed many war crimes, many crimes.
So you're saying the veterans that spoke in your school, World War II veterans, committed war crimes?
No, I never said that. She has not been convicted of a crime, as you know.
She's been indicted. Do you know what
indicted?
Do you know what
Mark Lombardo was indicted as a minor? You know that. You realize that. You still suck his dick.
Well, I don't, but Mark has never been indicted for any crime. What crime has he been indicted for?
Assault.
Do you have documentation of that?
Not on me right now. I'm on a little bit of a two-way thing, but yep.
Okay, send that. I'd like to see the documentation. You have his juvenile records?
I do.
Okay, well, those are impounded and impossible to get, but I'd like to see them.
I don't know if it's juvenile. I just knew when he was younger, but yes. Okay, moving on.
So yeah, moving on here. So you're saying that Monica is they have a 99% conviction rate. Are you aware of that? The federal government?
99.6%. Yes, I am.
99.6. So for all intents and purposes, she committed the crime and she's going to go to jail. And you think until she goes to jail, it's okay for her to speak in public high schools?
Do you think? Can I just ask you a question before I answer that one?
I'd prefer if you answered the question and then asked me a question.
Well, I just don't think people aren't mad about the fact that people are portraying that it's because felon, but I really think it's because it was the Students of Color Association that they were mad at.
But time out. If the Students of Color Association had brought in any other black person, no one would care. You understand?
No one would care.
That's right.
I highly doubt you on that one. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't. You think I just go around writing stories about black people because I don't like black people? Is that what you're saying?
You have done. I've seen you say very racist remarks.
Like
you literally made iterations of the N-word in this.
Can you give me one example of a racist thing I've ever said?
I mean, you made iterations of the N-word in this live stream.
What is that?
That's pretty racist.
What's an iteration?
Well, I'm obviously not going to rephrase what you said.
When I said trigger, well, what's wrong with the word trigger?
Yes, that's inappropriate. That's considered racist.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It is? Okay. Thank you. So anything that rhymes.
If you want to be professional and you want to talk around kids, you shouldn't say that. Yes.
So things that rhyme with the N-word are racist.
When using it to describe a black person, absolutely.
But what about when Monica Kearney calls Rayla Campbell an N-word?
I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure she's black.
So it's okay for her to call another black person a racial slur because she's black. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
And as a white person, you've reached this conclusion that it's okay for a black woman to be called the most offensive racial slur possible And you, as a
No, I
white
just think
person,
it's
you're
more
saying that's
not my
okay.
say. Who can say it?
Okay,
So
but it is
that's
you
their
you just did make it your say.
Do you want
just
me
said
to
it's
give you the
you
reasoning
just
why
said,
I believe that, or no?
well, okay, you just said that it's okay to call a black woman a racial slur, and you're
Racial
white,
slur.
and you're making
It's
that
not to
judgment.
call her that. It's for a person of color to say that.
She called her the N-word with a hard R at the end, not the Massachusetts way of saying it with the A.
And
called
what's the relevance to the assembly? She didn't use that during our assembly.
So it's okay to be a racist outside. You could speak to kids in school as long as you keep the racism outside of school.
Not. You're clearly misrepresenting the
That's
argument.
no, it's clearly what you just said. That's literally your entire argument.
What am I saying?
So far, you've said that it's okay to call black people racial slurs as long as you're black yourself, and that it's okay to make violent threats as long as
No, I
they're
never
not
said it's
in
okay to
front of
make any
school.
violent threats. No, you said that at the
Do you
beginning. and I
condemn her
already shut
violent?
you down on that
Do you
debate.
condemn her violent threats? Do you think that's?
I'm not aware of her. I'm not. I'm debate again. You're straying away from the argument of the appropriateness of the assembly.
What I'm saying is the things that she has said outside of the assembly, the threats, and more importantly, the crime that she's been indicted for.
Indicted, not convicted of. Just make sure.
Have you seen the evidence against her?
The evidence against it's irrelevant and isn't until proven guilty in a court of law.
And evidence is irrelevant, you're saying?
Evidence, I don't think evidence is. No, it just hasn't been.
This is what the
upon by a jury in a trial yet.
You realize she has been indicted, correct? Do you know what the word indicted means?
Yes.
Do you know what that word means?
I do know she has charges filed against her. Yes.
And do you know what it takes to get indicted?
Yes. What is your point?
What can you answer? What does it take to get indicted?
Yes, I agree with you that she has a very high likeliness of getting convicted.
Well, it takes something called probable cause. There's a significant
there is something called probable. What do you want me to tell you about probable cause?
So there's a significant amount of probable cause against her. There's checks.
That's not a conviction. There's
there's millions of dollars in bank accounts.
Is it millions? I'm actually not 100%.
It is millions. It is millions. It's millions.
Is that a violent crime? Not that it would, if it was she convicted of a non-violent crime, but I just can I please just, you didn't let me finish when I said what the argument was.
Go ahead.
I said, so I just think they're really just attacking the assembly that, again, as I told you, only a small fraction of it was of the speaker. Do you have any idea what happened in the other parts of the assembly?
I'm not really interested in that.
You don't want to know what the
assembly, what happened? What happened?
So you only care that this speaker was bad?
Yeah. I'm mostly interested in the fact that you brought a criminal into the school to talk.
Not a criminal. Again, you're using that word wrong.
She is. She's a criminal. She's been indicted for a crime.
Not quite.
She's being charged with a crime. She's a criminal.
Okay.
That's what you realize that. Like you know her victims are all black, right? Too. Are you okay with that?
Every single one of her donor was black. Every single individual donor.
The money was supposed to go to black people.
You said victims.
Yeah, the victims are the people the money was supposed to go to. They didn't get any victims.
Wait, but that's not on the baseline of the point.
You as a white person are like, it's okay if black people were defrauded and had money stolen from them.
Again,
because
didn't
I'm white.
say that.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I didn't use it. That's what you're saying.
I'm literally repeating words that you're saying, but go ahead. So, I mean, you seem to think it's okay for her to say stuff. Like she said to Rayla Campbell, like she called her she accused her of riding white penis for a credit score. And don't forget that use an N-word. Do you think that's okay? Rayla found that Rayla was very offended by that. She had explained on her life. And
Aidan,
you can call me whatever you want. It's fine.
I explained to you that it is not the place of a white person to say, like, if a black person can say the N-word or not. We're already over that.
But Rayla Campbell says it's not, and she's a black person.
She said, again, not my say.
So it's okay. So you're not. So you're a black woman.
I'm not gonna criticize a black person.
But so you don't think it's ever okay to criticize a black person?
No, you just made that up right now.
Well, that's what you just said.
You think? But so what's okay? So what if? What is your stand? What?
Go ahead.
Sorry, what is your question?
So, but you realize right now you're literally making the call for black. You're saying that Rayla Campbell can't be offended by that.
Anyone can be offended for anything. There's nothing to do with being offended.
Is it okay to say like this kind of stuff about a black woman? That's my question. Why is it so hard? Why can't you condemn racism?
Why is there so hard?
Watch this. Watch this.
Sit in the back of the classroom, and this ain't your part of the show, and you don't get to talk right now.
Regardless of what color you are.
Again, this is the mixed video that I told you about. You're mixing
Hold
stuff
on.
that you said.
These are her own words. Listen.
How many white penises you ride? And I ain't mad at you, sis, because if you riding that motherfucker for a credit score, get you that house, boo. Get your 40 acres in your mule. Just don't forget that you's a nigga. Okay? When they ran up on my...
Is that okay?
So that's her calling
Is that okay?
as in like the... what?
That's her calling... That's what she's saying about Rayla Campbell.
Like the candidate for secretary? Yes?
Yes. Yeah, that's what she's saying about Rayla, yeah.
So, I mean, that would be... When you say that's her free speech right there? Like,
No,
there's no, like, legal, like... So
no one's saying it's not... No
No.
one's saying it's
Okay.
illegal. What I'm saying is that you can say those things, but you should not be invited to speak to high school kids and be presented to them as some sort of role model for black kids.
So what should the
That's how she's
criteria be? What should the criteria be?
How about
in your
this?
opinion?
How about this? There are almost 1 million black people in the state. There are many doctors. There are many lawyers. There are many educators. There are many scientists. There are many people who serve their community every day, contribute to society, who aren't being indicted on 18 counts of federal fraud. Why not invite one of them?
Why not let the Students of Color Association who plan the assembly decide?
Okay, so they get so just bring in any
They don't
person.
get utmost discretion, but I think they should get the majority say in decision making.
And so any criminal who's been indicted on serious crimes. So it's okay. So this is okay with you that this person was brought in and presented as a role model. She's being presented as a role model after calling Rayla Campbell a hard N-word.
She didn't mention Rayla Campbell once in her speech yesterday, but
no, but she was talking about Rayla there.
She was referring to, I believe what she heard, again, the interpretation that I got from that little clip was that I'm assuming Rayla Campbell is in a interracial relationship. Is that true?
Her husband is white, and Monica is against interracial. She doesn't believe in interracial relationships. Do you? Do you think interracial relationships are okay? Or do you think
absolutely yes?
Okay, but Monica doesn't. Monica is vocally spoken out against interracial.
She literally just said in that clip that I respect that. So I'm not debating the facts that like
she's mocking. She goes, "Get your 40 acres and a mule." She's like, did you hear the part where she accused her of riding white penis for a
Turtleboy. Again, if you're going off a clip that I didn't see, then we're not debating the fact of it.
Well, I mean, you should feel free to educate yourself on it.
Feel free to educate myself on a clip on the internet. I mean, that's pretty irrelevant.
There's a 30-minute. We have the whole 30-minute speech.
30-minute clip.
Do that.
Okay, but so your idea to make this system not perfect, but I guess better. So, but what is the harm that she caused? Like, do you think that like overnight, like somehow, like my political opinion was like swayed drastically?
I don't care about your political.
You don't care. Well, would you think the others?
I'm not trying to sway your political opinion.
No, not you. I'm talking about after that assembly. Like, were kids changed? Were kids like harmed?
I absolutely think that children.
You think kids were harmed? Do you think they were? Yeah, they were harmed.
I think that kids were presented this woman as some sort of role model for them, and she's clearly not. So this is not someone that kids should aspire to be.
So they were showing a different perspective.
Do you think that this is someone who should?
Not necessarily even a different perspective. What?
Do you think that this is somebody who kids should aspire to be?
A nonviolent activist, 100%.
So who's being charged with 18 counts of fraud? Do you think that's...
I told you we're not talking about like you mentioned that, and I already told you she is not convicted of any crime. Right now.
So do you think that's somebody who speaks like that on the internet and calls somebody?
She clearly knew her audience today at a school assembly.
No, but do you think that somebody? But do you think somebody who speaks like that should be presented as a role model?
Role model. That's up to again. Who said she was presented as a role
or no?
What?
Yes or no?
Yes.
You think that? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I explained to you. You're not letting me explain.
Okay. No, you've made it very clear. You've made it very clear. You've made it very clear that you think that is okay to do, and that somebody like that should be presented as a role model. You've made that clear.
Did you watch the whole plain speech? Didn't you think that may have inspired some students?
What was inspirational about it?
that she led she literally quoted, "I led protest of 45,000 people." And I know you might say that, oh, that's not true, or this and that, or the Heather Heyer thing that she mentioned in Charlottesville. But I just, given that said, so you don't think that speech, just word for word, could have been inspirational? You don't think that?
Name one thing that was inspirational about it. What was inspiring?
She led a protest of tens of thousands of people. How's that not inspirational?
You understand that
another student at the school one day will do a protest that inspires.
She profited off of the protest.
Again, you're doing this whole profit fraud thing. You're going back to that. I'm saying not her. Say it was random doctor that you mentioned doing the speech and said that same exact speech word for word, but not this person. You don't think that's an impactful speech?
I think that if a black chemist got up there and said, "Here's my story,"
you're changing my argument. I'm saying the words that Monica said, if just a different person was saying it, would that be okay with you, or was something wrong? Like I mentioned, I've seen Mark Lombardo.
Didn't you just say a minute ago that you didn't think the speech inspired anyone? Now you're saying it inspired people?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say the speech didn't inspire any. I said it definitely inspired many students.
To do what? What are kids inspired to do as a result of that?
I literally just told you.
What? Hold a rally with 55,000 people?
One example.
Well, tell me what else. What else are kids inspired to do as a result of this?
Well, I think she definitely also may have impacted perspectives of people on BLM. She literally said, "I'm not here to attack white students."
But she's on record attacking white people constantly.
Again, are you going to say yes or no? If that's
what she just said up there is a complete bullshit. She's said it a million times. She's attacked white people. So she's lying. Like she attacks white people all the time.
Can you please let me just ask you a question? If you don't answer it, I just find your argument flawed. Okay. So if just a different person who has just the cleanest record in mind said that speech, would you be okay with it? That speech, that same speech, if just a different, you would be okay with it.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's the sole idea. So that whole speech. So the way students were impacted by that speech, you're fine with that.
If she was not being charged with 18 counts of fraud in federal court, and if she wasn't on record repeatedly, like what you just heard is a small fraction of it. She says stuff like this all the time. She has threatened people all the time. Do you know who Jamarhl Crawford is?
I do not.
Jamarhl Crawford, I've had him on a few times. He's a black civil rights activist from Roxbury. And he has been documenting Monica's actions for quite some time because, and I've had many black people from Boston come on here, and they, more than anyone, they're the most vocally upset about Monica because in their opinion, she's a very poor reflection of the black community, and they have disassociated themselves with her. A lot of people have. A lot of Rachel Rollins refuses to take her phone calls anymore. She's the one prosecuting her. All of these people, Mayor Wu doesn't.
Well, I wonder why Rachel Rollins, the attorney for Mass, who's prosecuting, I wonder why she's not taking her phone calls. That's like a real, like, come on.
What do you mean? Why? Why do you think?
Well, if you're
Rachel Rollins disassociated about 2.5 years ago. As soon as you heard the clip that Rachel Rollins, to her credit, who I'm a huge critic of, has come out.
So when she was Suffolk DA, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes, she came out and she condemned Monica Cannon Grant. That's correct.
Okay.
It wasn't that hard. You just hear that stuff and you're like, that's bad. It's really not that hard to do. But back to Jamarhl. Okay. So Jamarhl and other black people in the Boston community have condemned her. Like they're the one that's me as a white person, I get it. It doesn't have the same impact. Black people more than anything are more vocal against this woman. And it seems like you're just ignoring them completely.
I'm still, again, you're taking away from the assembly part in the school.
Would you like, how about this? Since you seem open to talk, would you like me to get you in contact with Jamarhl? I think he could better educate you on this.
I mean, not really. I mean,
why not? Why don't you want to talk to a black person in Boston who can give you perspective?
Because he wasn't at the assembly. I'm really just trying to debate the assembly, not this.
But he could probably better explain my position, to be honest with you.
Well, if you can't explain your own position,
I think I'm explaining it pretty well, but I think Jamarhl could do it even better.
He can do even better. Is Jamarhl on now? Can he join right now?
I don't know if Jamal's on right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But I mean, I'll message. Let me message him right now. No, I want to get him all. Let's do this. Let's have.
I don't know who Jamarhl is. No.
I mean, you should educate yourself if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So Jamarhl was featured in. Have you read the Boston Magazine article that I was featured in October about Monica?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it up real quick. Boston Magazine, Turtleboy News.
I don't think we need to have outside sources to debate the impact of the assembly, because you said
our whole thing was Monica. People like this should not be invited to speak to kids. So this is the whole story here that the Boston Magazine, which she quoted, she didn't bring up this one. This told the whole story, and it interviews both Jamarhl and I extensively and explains how we've been documenting this. There's a lot of civil rights leaders in the Boston community who have condemned Monica. A lot of them, they're disgusted by her. And it seems like impressionable white kids like yourself are now white-splaining how it's okay for Monica to be a violent, racist bigot.
She preached a non-violence yesterday. So
as long as she did it yesterday. So basically your position here is as long as
you're making up positions based on singular points.
So as long as she doesn't espouse violence at the school assembly, she can say whatever she wants to. She can espouse violence outside of the school assembly.
Again, no, I didn't say that. Again, and
no. That's literally what you're saying.
That's not literal.
That is exactly what you're saying.
You're just like
your position. Your position is that it doesn't matter what she says outside of the school assembly as long as she doesn't say those things inside the school assembly.
Okay, can we please just go back to the debate?
No. We're gonna address this right now. That's the big picture here. That's the big picture here. If a person says violent and horrible things outside of a school, should that person then be allowed to speak inside of a school to kids?
Yeah, well, definitely.
All right, that's fine. You're young. It's okay.
Again,
you're going to grow out of that. That's a stupid thing. No, that's what you just said. You're too young and too naive right now to understand how ridiculous that sounds.
The assembly.
How about this? OJ Simpson has not been convicted of a crime. He's won a Heisman Trophy.
Again, so the justice system is maybe rigged.
Should OJ Simpson, a black man, be allowed to speak in front of your school? He hasn't been convicted of any crimes.
What? But what's the interest of him speaking?
He's an inspirational leader.
Okay, if you want to have like an actual
conversation, he won the Heisman Trophy. Why? I mean, that's more than Monica's ever done.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave if you don't want to actually. So
no, but you answer the question. You can't do it.
So no, I'm not talking about OJ Simpson. We're not talking about OJ Simpson right now.
I'm saying, but you said that as long as somebody's not been convicted of it, he was never convicted of murder. So can he speak to your school about it?
Do you think it would be appropriate for Kyle Rittenhouse too? He hasn't been convicted.
No, I don't think it would be appropriate for Kyle. No, I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse should come in and speak to a bunch of kids. I don't think so. I think he's too politically divisive. I think that
he's too politically divisive. So it's about the political aspect. So should we like shield kids from politics? Is that like a thing? Should we like just not tell?
What we should. So I was a teacher myself, right? And when I taught, yes, and so when I taught
history, right?
Yeah, I taught history. That's correct. And when I was what I was most proud of as a teacher was that by the end of the year, my students had no idea what my politics were because I kept them to myself. And when I presented controversial issues, like I taught United States history up to the present. And so when I have to teach kids about what Roe versus Wade was, right? And I have to explain that to them. And, I have my feelings on it and I keep them to myself. What I do is I say, well, here is this side's position on this. And here is this side's position on it. These are the arguments that the two sides make. You're free to have whatever position you want on this. I think that is the appropriate, when it comes to politics in school, that is the appropriate way to handle it. That is not what Monica is. Monica is a divisive political figure.
So she's again, we saw her speech. She unified the school. She included all students.
No, she did not. My inbox was filled with kids who were offended that this woman
spoke. A lot of kids. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Parents, not crazy parents that are on Facebook all day. You don't think it was more parents?
I have students. Would
because
you like,
I'll tell you, I was at the school committee meeting today. It was all parents. I was the only student. So,
okay. Well, you're not in my inbox. My inbox was filled with Billerica High School students who felt uncomfortable about this.
Well,
is that okay?
Then I can just cry about it. It's great.
Oh, their feelings. So their feelings don't matter.
I have a question about you being a history teacher. So, do you think your students learn most when they learn from uncomfortable situations? Like, if you're talking, for example, if you're talking about slavery, that conversation in class about the history of slavery is never going to be comfortable. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's ugly.
It's never going to be comfortable, but they still got to learn it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just said, no, it's bad that we make students uncomfortable. When I think, no, we really should push students out of their comfort zone.
I mean, no offense. It's a really stupid argument you're making.
Push students out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, like when you teach about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you're like, it's pretty horrible. 200,000 people were killed by this bomb. War was horrible. 20 million people perished in World War II. Very horrible. Concentration camps, Holocaust,
terrible.
horrible stuff. Horrible. That happened. That's a fact. That needs to be taught, though.
Yes,
Monica Monica
Monica
calling white people racial slurs and telling black people they ride white penis for a credit score. That doesn't have to be taught. The Holocaust
it wasn't taught in the school. Again, it wasn't taught.
Oh, okay. So that's ultimately what this comes down to: is you believe that as long as speakers keep their violent rhetoric outside of the classroom, they can say whatever they want.
Well, I don't think that. How is that violent? That isn't.
How is it violent to say you're going to blow someone's fucking head off? Because that's what she said about Rayla.
That one. I didn't hear.
There was a good one. It was in there.
Okay.
She also said,
true,
she asked Jamarhl. I'm going to get you in touch with Jamarhl. He has been threatened by her. Like, he's had people come to his house with guns per orders of Monica. Monica sent people out to assault me when we peacefully protested her racism. Rayla and I, we peacefully protested.
Okay, can we get
No, you're being totally. What totally? What do you mean totally?
So, what is your stance on speakers in school? They can't be political in any way, because then I don't think that would have the effectiveness of a speaker.
Okay, well, how about this? Here's a couple things. Speakers in school. Number one, they shouldn't be indicted on 18 counts of federal fraud. Number two,
wait. Okay, after that, so So no convicts could ever speak to students.
Yeah, I don't think that bar is too high on that.
You don't think like it would ever be okay for students in a legal class to visit a jail? You don't think that's okay?
That's not what happened.
That's not okay. It's not what happened.
Every kid in your school was forced to go to the gym and listen to this woman.
No, students were allowed to go to the library if they chose to.
So they were allowed to stigmatize themselves and be the ones that went to the library. Okay, so
you could say the same thing with the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. You don't have to do it, but many students who do not want to do it just to do it because they feel stigmatized for sitting.
So bottom line here is that you think it's back to what was your original question about this? It was like, you think it's okay?
So I really don't think it's about the activists. You might think it is about it, but really the parents are hella racist. There's like Confederate flags throughout this town.
So you think that the only reason people would object to Monica Cannon Grant is just because they don't like black people?
I said the rhetoric that is seen after this incident, many people have had no idea who she was until this.
No,
and I think
no. Many people that's where you're wrong. This woman is very well known. She's been all over the news.
Okay,
and that's the most remarkable part about this is that your administration is so stupid that they didn't even Google. And by the way, they've since apologized for it.
They've since publicly apologized?
Your principal, Tom Murphy, is a coward. He has privately apologized about this. He has not publicly come out. He will. He's going to have to apologize. They're going to have to apologize for this. But they right now they're privately apologizing. We had a school committee chairman on earlier. He apologized for this. And they're going to, because this is unacceptable.
Were you at the school committee meeting today?
No, I have two kids that eat dinner at that time.
They eat dinner, so So yeah. I just want to tell you that I was there, and the comments, they really didn't mention any of the. They really didn't mention the speaker. They mentioned police, and you saw that speech. She hardly I hope you agree with this. The whole goal of her speech wasn't really about the police. Do you agree with that? Can we at least leave on common ground?
Yeah, the whole point about her speech was just to talk about herself.
Okay, yeah. Even if we can at least agree that it was not about the police.
Right, but the things she said out
today.
Right, but you understand that the things that you say outside of school still matter. Like they can disqualify you.
Of course they can, and I think it was their assembly, and they had the choice to have
Okay,
a speaker
and
that
that's
they
fine.
agree with.
I think we've made it perfectly clear. You've made your point. You think that it's okay for people to come into a school and speak to kids as long as they keep the violent rhetoric outside.
No, that's not what I said. But
that's literally your position.
It's not what I said. But you can agree to disagree.
Oh, we're not agreeing to disagree. I'm right and you're wrong, and so that's just literally what
I'm right. You're wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. So have a good night. All right. So it's like you hear that kid, and you're like, obviously he's very arrogant, not an intelligent person. At least he came on and debated it. He's too young right now to realize how stupid he looked. I mean, I didn't have to name call him or anything to make him look dumb. He made himself look stupid. And my point was made. So, okay. Yeah. So that's that. I was going to get to the Tim Pool shit. Can we get to that real quick? Do you guys see Tim Pool freak out last night? I got to play this part real quick because I said I was going to get to this, but hold on. Let me bring it up here. So he lost about the Eliza Bleu thing. Let me check the donos. I don't want to miss anyone. Okay. Oh, we got a couple new donos. We got Scott Starboard donate $10. He says, for exposing Monica for the evil racist fraud she is, Billerica better be the last school to make the mistake of allowing her to propagandize our children. I mean, you saw the kid. They're struggling like to try to justify this. That kid did not do them any favors. He didn't. His whole argument was like, yeah, basically be a racist outside of the school all you want. As long as you don't do it in the 20 minutes you speak to us, then it's all good. It's all good. And he's the fact that he literally white-splained why it's okay for Monica to call Rayla Campbell racial slurs really says it all. Like that kid doesn't realize how racist he is, but he's incredibly racist. Like for him, like a black woman, Monica Cannon Grant, he's ignoring the voices of black people. Jamarhl Crawford's black, right? Remember we had Shug Avery on it. She was black. All these black people are saying something. Even Rachel Rollins is black. And they're all saying this. And he's like, you know what? Fuck you, black people. I'm not listening to you. Because I'm white. I'm the white kid from Billerica. And I'm with the racist. I'm with the bigot. That's my team. And that's sad. That's sad. I mean, that kid's obviously a moron. But yeah, he got owned and he didn't even realize it. But yeah, that's basically it. Her speech was awesome. If you were inspired by that speech, you're a really simple person because it was a narcissistic speech that basically just talked about herself. Okay. So, do you guys see this Tim Pool last night? And obviously it would be in my benefit, obviously, never to criticize Tim Pool because I could keep, I want to get the call back. I'd like to be on a show. That was fun. But it's not me. And what I saw, this is the most unhinged thing that I've ever seen last night. So he's not talking about Eliza Bleu, who is lying about being sex trafficked. It's undeniable at this point that Eliza Bleu was not sex trafficked, that she made it all up and she's profiting off of it. And Tim Pool has helped prop her up because she's been on his show twice. And there's the Quartering and other conservative YouTubers have been kicked off of Twitter for bringing up factual things about Eliza Bleu's past and questioning whether or not she's been sex trafficked, pointing this stuff out because Eliza Bleu has influence with Elon Musk. It's undeniable. Tim Pool in any other ordinary world would be the first person to call this out. He has led the charge on calling people out for Twitter censorship. But his fans, his paying fans, when I was on the show, it was all in the comments. Eliza Bleu, talk about Eliza Bleu, talk about Eliza Bleu. And he's just not talking about it because he's afraid to criticize her. That's what it comes down to. He doesn't want to criticize her. Nor if this was Vijay Agadi, he would have been all over it. But because it's Eliza Bleu, she's protected. And finally, yesterday, he's getting super chats and he snaps. Watch this.
we'll try and get some good ones. Steven says, John, I'm friends with Rhonda Drake, stepdaughter of Sonny Curtis. She has a venue in Franklin, North Carolina named after Sonny. If show up some Friday night. I'm not sure what he was trying to say. Maybe
if you want to show up.
Oh, if you want to show up some Friday night. Maybe typo.
Very cool.
Well, there you go.
Sonny Curtis, a legend.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some lot of drama comments. Let's start reading them. Jimbo says, so many came here to spread hate, not realizing their views and commentary help boost the algorithm for old Timmy boy. You don't like it, watch something else. Otherwise, you're clowning yourselves. Well, I appreciate the super chat and appreciate it. And then I put up a poll and I said, smash the like button if you don't trust Eliza Bleu. And 89% said, I will like because I don't trust her. That means everybody who smashed the thumbs down trusts Eliza Bleu.
What?
All right. Well, that was an interesting, it's 13,000 votes. It's interesting to see that so many people came here to support her by giving us a thumbs down. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. A lot of people do support her. Scroats McGoat says, last night as a member, if Tim doesn't disavow
Watch this. Here
Eliza's
we go.
night, get the out, Scroats McGoat. You can cancel right now and see you later. You will never wave money in my face and make me disavow anybody, especially someone I care so little about, Eliza Bleu. She's been on the show 2 times.
Okay, so first of all, I don't even mind that. Like, I feel the same way when people are like, I'm not going to, if you don't say the things I want you to say, then I'm not going to financially support you. I'm with them on that. But again, I think the criticisms that his fans are bringing up are completely fair, and he should address them. And now he's going to basically, what he's going to say here is, I'm not talking about Eliza Bleu because she's not important. Listen to this.
If you're going to cancel because I won't do what you say, you shouldn't have been here in the first place. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. All right, what else do we got? DJ Zeno says, unsubbed on members only after over a year. Here's $5 FU for you. Know I'm pretty bummed. Thought you stood against censorship. Hope you change. See you later, buddy. Look, sad to see you go, but I will never cater to a mob. And that's it. End of story. Eliza Bleu is not important. She's not important to me. She's not a member of Congress. She doesn't enact policy.
Okay, so like this whole shit is what they're always saying. Eliza Bleu is not important. She's not a member of Congress. She is important. She has influence with Elon Musk. That's what makes her important. Elon Musk told her in a Twitter Spaces, you have a direct line to me. This woman has become the most famous person involved in the de facto speaker for sex trafficking. And because of people like you who have propped her up as that. And most importantly, the biggest issue here is the censorship on Twitter. She is using her influence to get people suspended for things they should not be suspended for telling the truth. You would have called her out immediately if this was some leftist doing this, but because it's Eliza Bleu, you're not. And all of a sudden you're saying she's not important, but at the same time, you've had her on your show twice, and you put a guy named Shane Cashman, one of your writers, in charge of writing a story about her and exhausting resources to go and write this story about her at her farm in Illinois, her parents' farm in Illinois. And they put out part 1 and it was a fucking joke. It was like 20,000 words of nothing. But besides that, she's not important. Okay. You expect your followers to believe this?
Is a low tier internet personality that for some reason people are desperately obsessed with. And I literally don't care. So have a nice day.
I got to say this. If someone got banned off Twitter or any platform for a reason other than violating the terms of service, that's a big deal and should be taken up and will be if it happened with the.
That literally happened. That's the whole point, Ian. That literally happened. The quartering, Brittany Venti, they did nothing wrong. Nothing. That's what this is all about. You would be all over this story if it was anyone else but her. So yes, that's what your fans want you to do, is look into this. It's amazing. What?
Twitter administration or the administration of the social network, but the personal stuff it's
the personal stuff?
It's like, no offense, TMZ garbage. It's like National Enquirer. I mean, if you like it, oh God. But there's a lot we can build.
Questioning you.
I don't care if people care about this stuff. They're allowed to. But like the idea that people are going to come here and threaten, like, I will cancel my membership because you're not talking about someone no one ever heard of. It's like, dude, I get that you know who she is, But you know what's funny about Jack Murphy and Eliza Bleu is that here's what happens. People ask questions about these personalities. And I know most people listening are like, I have no idea who these people are. And that's exactly it. We had about 40,000 peak concurrent viewers. We get, 300 to 500,000 video viewers plus 100,000 on the podcast, and then about 1 million across the clips. And the people who watch have no idea what the people in the chat are talking about when it comes to Eliza Bleu or Jack Murphy. In fact, John, do you know who Eliza Bleu is?
The only reason I knew is because I saw you guys talking about it one time.
One time we mentioned.
I never learned about her organically. No.
So what I think is going on, to be completely honest, is that the people who are claiming they hate her are actually probably a paid reputational firm to promote.
This is what he's saying now, that the people, all the fans, his own fans, and people like me and others out there who have been critical of this, we are part of we're paid actors, being that Eliza Bleu or someone hired a PR firm to come into his chat and just spam them with talk about Eliza Bleu in order to promote Eliza Bleu, because any publicity is good publicity. This is what he's saying. I mean, that's the most asinine, ridiculous conspiracy theory I've ever heard. It's based on nothing. He has nothing to back this up, of course. Everybody who heard this is just like, what? I'm saying these things. I'm not a paid bot. You're calling me a paid bot? Listen to this.
About her. So that's why I brought this up last week. There are companies you can hire that will spam the internet to generate buzz and attention for you. There's no such thing as bad press.
Oh.
So when I see people like flooding our comments and saying things that aren't true, like I'm canceling my membership, I can see who's canceling the memberships. Like I own the website. And this past week, we have gained slightly more members than we normally gain. And it's probably because the guests we had on last week or whatever, and whatever. Jack Posobiec, maybe he's a great personality. And so we gain several hundred per week, and we gain a little bit more than that on average, with people coming in claiming that they're canceling their memberships. Maybe they are, but we're gaining more than they're being canceled. I think that many of these people, I think two things are happening. One, a lot of it's inorganic promotion of Eliza Bleu. A ton of content flooding the internet, bringing up a personality no one's ever heard of, makes her instantly famous to even the likes of, 9-time Grammy nominee John Rich, who's not heard of her. Mm-hmm. That's the point. They want us to talk about her because they're being paid to generate controversy. They either want to.
I'm being
that's
paid.
Why it doesn't matter if
when
we
does
say
my
anything
check
good
come
or
in?
bad.
Yeah.
If we say, look, we're doing the story, Shane Cash.
I mean, this is just offensive because I had Farron came on last night. There's a lot of really smart people who are looking into this and just like, this isn't right. So we're all paid bots. It's just so offensive to suggest that, like, because we're concerned that this woman is censoring the internet and lying about being sex trafficked, we're paid bots. And this woman doesn't matter, even though I've dedicated resources to writing an 80,000 word story about her. Okay.
Nope. It's bad. Mm-hmm. We say, okay, we're not going to talk. Oh, nope. Now it's bad. I think it's a PR campaign.
Okay.
In order, I think people are being paid to promote her.
I'm being paid,
keeps
right?
you in the cycle, basically.
That's right. She's never been more famous because of this. And so I'll be completely honest.
And this is what I don't like. This is what turned me off about this, is just like, no one's going to disagree with this. No one's going to be like, do you have any evidence of that? Or that's the most batshit crazy thing I've ever heard. Or maybe we shouldn't shit on our fans like that and accuse them of being paid bots. Like, there's no that's what I don't like about this. That's why I'm like, is this not what it was? Like, I thought this was like alternative media, right? Like, we can get bullshit takes from the mainstream media. You're supposed to be like, we're not the corporate pest. We can't be controlled. We're going to be honest. This isn't honest. This is nonsense. This is more groupthink. And again, this could, I could people are like, why are you saying these things? You get kicked. Don't you want to get invited back? Not if I have to like censor myself. All set. I don't kiss people's ass and not tell the truth and share my opinions. I mean, there's a lot of things Tim did I like. Loved him on Joe Rogan. It was great when he called those people out. I've listened to his show many times and I've liked him. But it's like, so you can't, if you're not allowed to disagree, then fuck this. I don't want to be on that show. All set. I'm good. I've done it my own way. I'll continue to do it my own way. I don't need anyone. And I'm not, that's my promise to you people. I will never, ever do this. I will never sell out. I will not you know, it's a good example, the Jinduso thing, right? So you guys remember the interview I did with her in February of 2020? That was before obviously any of the shit went down. And she wore the backwards hat. Remember? She looked good that night. She looked good. But it was all by design, so cleavage and blah, blah, blah. And I will admit that that was my worst night. Like that was my worst interview ever. I fucking fell for it, man. I was weak that night. I didn't grill her like I would normally grill someone because she was attractive and she flirted with me and it worked. And I'm only human. I look back on that and I'm like, I learned from that. That will never happen again. But part of that is admitting you did wrong. Like I fucked up that night. That interview was a joke. I watched it again. It's cringe. You ever watch an interview of yourself? You're like, oh, I'm so cringe. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, this is so bad. I'm literally embarrassed of that. So I just took it down because I don't want that on my site anymore. I don't want that site promoting that garbage anymore. Like I'm better than that. Okay. And I think that's my promise to you. I will fuck up in the future. People fuck up. People make mistakes. He made a mistake by platforming this woman and presenting her as some great, sex trafficking expert or whatever. Like you fucked up. Time to own it. And what I see what Shane is doing right now with Eliza, it was me and Jinduso. I don't know if he's getting the full Jinduso, but he's, the flirting, the whole, she's doing the exact same thing with him that Jinduso did with me. Women like this, they're the same age too. Women like this know how to get shit from men. That's what they do. So, yeah, I mean, do you guys remember that? It was a lot of people were, especially women, were up my ass about that interview. A lot of people were like, she seemed cool. She seems nice. That's the scam. That's the scam. Like, that's what they do. And I fell for it hard. Okay. And that's my mistake. And I apologize for that. And I took it down in shame because I'm embarrassed of that interview. But that's what I'm always going to do for you. That's my promise to you going forward. When I fuck up, I will own it. What I won't do is double down and accuse you people of being paid bots. That's fucking insane. That's how you've lost touch with your audience. There's no point to, what is the point of this show now? So you're just covering, I don't get it. But anyway, we'll play a little more.
The Shane Cashman story. I told Shane Cashman I didn't want him to do the story because he went from profiling Ye to Carrie Lake and now to a low mid-tier internet personality over that I just think the next he was supposed to be interviewing Andrew Tate. We reached out to Tate. I as Shane mentioned, this may kill the story, and Tate said yes. And so we were like, this is great. Shane writes tremendous work. I said I don't think he should do it because clearly they're trying to promote Eliza Bleu. That's what this whole thing is about. She's never been more famous. Yeah. And I think it's beneath him. But he said, look, man, I really, really want to dig in and do the story. It's 80,000 words, is massive. And I'm like, look, man, you do your thing. I'm not gonna tell you what you can or can't write. I trust you. At Timcast, we don't tell people they have to say something. They can't say things. Someone wants to post offensive memes on social media. I'm not going to fire them over it. Shane comes to me and says, "Is the story I got to tell?" I say, "You do your thing." But I'm telling everybody who's who's listening and doesn't know who this is. I will just explain. Right now, there's a massive campaign from high-profile personalities to promote and make Eliza Bleu famous.
What?
She has stated she wants to be famous, even to Shane Cashman. And so they're coming and spamming us with comments to force us to talk about her like we are right now to make her more famous. Yep. It's working. And I was like, let's not go anywhere near this.
Check out the live chat.
Someone's getting paid. It's a PR stunt and it's working.
Yeah. Look at the live chat over here. People are like, why block? Shane's story is lame. Cool excuse, bro. Griftcast. Tim, I am not a bot, which has a paid membership. Gaslighting. So disappointed. Cope. Simping hard for Blue. Why are you blocking the quartering? Tim's backpedaling now. If my chat ever gets like this with you guys, I'm not going to like let you people dictate what I talk about or anything like that. But I do place some value in it. Like when I read shit like that, I'm like, oh, maybe it's like that meme. It's like the Principal Skinner meme. Am I to blame? No, it's the children who are out of touch. It's like, no, maybe maybe if all of your followers are saying this, I mean, just dismissing this as they're all paid bots is madness. Unblock the quartering. Bad take, Timmy. You gave Eliza a platform to spread baseless allegations. Your article is a joke. Bluecast. Stop sending these frauds money. It's like you can't find any positive freaking thing. People are like, we're bots. This was madness. And if you go in the comments, it's the same thing. You know, spends literally hundreds of hours rightfully pointing out how dumb it is for G4 Comics, etc., to say, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Then says exactly that. Tim can never admit he's wrong. The people who hate her are paid to promote her. This is insane. Imagine calling your audience bots thinking that's an adequate response. Like, what? She lied to Tim's face about being trafficked. He gave her a platform on his show. Brittany Venti called her out for her past lies, and Tim will ignore the situation because he doesn't want to look like a fool. I don't give a fuck about Eliza Bleu one way or another as far as her post, but she's trying to get her detractors booted from platforms and is running damage control. That shit pisses me off. The mental gymnastics it took for Tim to latch onto a pathetic scapegoat, such as the PR firm. Imagine that. Instead of addressing the actual issue of censorship is hilarious. And it just goes on and on. Tim's ego will be his downfall. I don't even disagree with that. I don't think he's going to have a downfall. He's too big at this point. Too big. He's all set. But at what point? Make your money, man. It's a free country. Do your thing. I can't live like that. I can't live like that. I couldn't go to work every day doing that. Be like, oh, I'm a fucking, who gives a fuck, man? Cash money. Nope. I will never. That's my promise to you people. I appreciate the donos. I'd like to make money. I wouldn't mind living the kind of house Tim lives in. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice house. Having a skate park there. But I ain't it ain't worth it for that. No. I'll never, ever do that. But in fairness, Cassandra McDonald messaged me and she's like, we don't blacklist people so I'd take her word for it, and that's fine. So we'll see. But I'll always be a nobody. I don't think I'm a nobody though. I mean, I'm not, obviously I don't have the platform that he has or the follower he has, but I don't think I'm a nobody. I think in Massachusetts and New England, I'm somewhat of a somebody, you know, and I do look back on the show when I was on there with them. It's like, and it's his show. He do whatever he wants. We didn't even talk about the blog. You know, we didn't like, it's like you had no interest in your guests. That's why people like Rogan, and that's why his show is so popular, is because he takes such an interest in his guests, and every show is different because it's whatever the guest is there to talk about is what the show revolves around. And that's what makes Rogan so successful and so popular. And he's authentic. People love Rogan. And remember, Rogan had on, people forget about this. Rogan had Jack Dorsey on for the first time when he interviewed him. And it was so bad because he didn't ask him any tough questions about censorship or anything. He got destroyed by his own followers, just like Tim is getting destroyed by his followers now. But did Rogan accuse them of being paid bots? No. You know what he did? He invited Jack Dorsey back for round 2 to do it the right way. And because he was ill-equipped to ask the right questions, he brought Tim Pool on, who was much more knowledgeable in this field, so that Tim could grill them. And it was fantastic content. If you haven't seen that one, it's about 4 years ago when Tim and Joe just destroyed Jack Dorsey and Vijay Gade and exposed them in their censorship. It was great. That's what makes Rogan great, is he listens to his audience. And you could tell Rogan is, I've never met him before, obviously. He seems like a regular person. Like, you know what I mean? He seems like somebody who could be as arrogant as he wants to be, but isn't. And I think that's why people like him. So, and I just started watching the quartering because of all this. I'd never watched it before, but he's got 1.5 million subs. And I like him because he seems authentic to me. That's the way he comes across to me. It's just like he's not letting any of this shit get to his head at all. and that's why I like him. But all right, why don't we take any questions anybody has in the comments? I can answer anything you want to talk about. Fire away. If not, we'll call it a night. Yeah, Rogan lets anyone talk. Exactly. Rogan, when he had Crowder on the first time, I didn't see it. I'll have to go watch. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just started. I've heard of the quartering before. He's actually covered some of my content, but I've never really watched this shit. I'm more interested in him now because of this, because of the Tim Pool thing. I love it when Trump truths out lies about stupid shit. I mean, he's really going after hard about DeSantis, and DeSantis just isn't firing back, which every day it makes Trump look worse, in my opinion. I like Megyn Kelly. I listen to the Megyn Kelly has one of the best podcasts out there for conservative podcasts. Because she has interesting guests, and Megyn Kelly is fucking smart. That's what I like about Megyn Kelly. She has no personality, and she's not funny at all or really like that entertaining. But I like Megyn Kelly because she's so smart and sharp. Her podcast is excellent. I would highly recommend listening to Megyn Kelly's podcast. No respect for Rogan. He's a Dana White meat puppet. I don't even know who Ariel Holloway is, but I'll take your word for it. I didn't know who Brittany Venti was before this either. She's a chick, she's more going, or it seems a little, I don't know if is she political or gossipy or I don't know. But she's covering the Eliza Bleu shit. So that makes me have an interest in her. He makes Crowder want to leave. Why? I got to see that. Can we get back to the, I don't know what you want me to do with that story. It's a tragedy what happened to Emily Nieves. Tragedy. Rogan went to Newton South High School. I did not know that. Crowder calls him a bully. I've never been a Crowder guy. I've never been that impressed with Steven Crowder. I don't find him that particularly interesting. He's just he's like a Shapiro, one of the, in a Tim Pool, like these people that just talk really fast because they can do that. Some people think that's impressive. I don't. And I think that's his whole shtick because he talks really fast like this and it's like, it just doesn't do it for me. Tim did a good job with that interview. Now his ego's off the charts. I definitely think there's an ego thing there. And I liked him. But again, like he showed, like, even when I was there, like he got there pretty late. Like we were told that you got to be here at 6:30 or it's not going to happen. He got there like 7:30 almost. Like it was weird. And there was not much of a conversation beforehand about like, who are you? It was just like, we're going through the motions. I don't know. Yeah, Eliza Blue's welcome on whenever. I don't think she'll go on with anybody but Shane because Shane is friendly. Yeah. I know. Brittany Venti is destroying Eliza. I've seen that. That's been great. She's one of the people who's suspended from Twitter from it. Jordan or LeBron. I mean, come on, man. Of course, Michael Jordan had ice water run through his veins. Obviously, LeBron is more physically talented and bigger and all that shit, and he's going to score more points and have a longer career and all that stuff. But obviously, Michael Jordan's the greatest player who ever lived. My thoughts on Kyrie. Good luck, Dallas. I mean, on paper, it looks good. I mean, poor Luka has been by himself since Dirk retired. He's had no help at all, and carrying that team. But dude, it's not. Kyrie Irving is still Kyrie Irving. Good luck. That's all I got to say about that. I'm just happy. I mean, not that Brooklyn was a threat to us, but I'm just happy now. Brooklyn is clearly out of the picture in the East as a result of that. Can we trust Rogan? I don't know. I got to see Rogan and Crowder now. Ben Shapiro debating the fat fuck from the Young Turks is amazing. I'll have to watch that. Who you got in the Super Bowl? Okay. You know, the more I've been thinking about this, dude, like Eagles by a lot. I think this is going to be one of those, like, remember Seahawks, Broncos? That's what this reminds me of. I think the Eagles are going to fuck them up. Like, I think we're underestimating how good this Eagles team is. This team is 14-3, but they should be 16-1 because they lost 2 without Jalen. Jalen lost 1 game this year. Was it to the Cowboys? Who did he? I don't even know who he lost to. I have to go back and look. No, the Redskins. They lost at Washington, right? So I think that they are fucking, dude. They just won 31-7 and 38-7 over 2 playoff teams. So, I mean, this is an impressive team. The Giants look good coming into that. Beat the fuck out of them. Obviously, they had no Brock Purdy, but they were going to win that game anyway, man. They fucked them up. The Eagles are going to win this game by a lot, I think. And I was like, when it first happened, I'm like, fuck this. Both these teams. I hate this so much. The longer this goes, because I don't want the Eagles to, I hate Eagles fans. They're bullshit and they're rioting and all their bullshit. It's like, you haven't won shit. What are you people so, what have you fucking assholes won? You won a World Series, right? In what, 2009 or some shit, a long time ago? Okay, that was nice. You got a Super Bowl against us, which I guess you won it. I consider it fluky just because Nick Foles will never play like that again, has never played like that again. We play that game 10 times, Patriots win 9 times. And it's like, you're the Eagles. You've never won a Super Bowl before that. Like, relax. Like, I like humble teams. I like Bears fans. Bears fans at least know we only won 1, and that's it. They would love to have a second one, but they wouldn't be so arrogant about it. So I don't think Philly fans deserve anything nice. The Sixers, like, these teams suck. They don't deserve it. But we can't forget who Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend is and who his brother is. And we also can't forget that the number one priority as Patriots fans is preserving Tom Brady and the Patriots dynasty's legacy. That's our number one concern. The biggest threat to that is Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And if they go to 1-2 in the Super Bowl, that ain't good. Brady started off 3-0 in Super Bowls. He didn't lose till later on in the Super Bowls. We need to start making, like, I want Patrick Mahomes to lose. So I hate the Eagles, but every day I like the Eagles more. I was reluctantly going for them. Now I'm really going for them. And I'm like trying to find ways to love it. I love Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is an awesome story. Jalen Hurts is, dude, the dude lost his job. I mean, he was Alabama's starting quarterback as a freshman. I think he won a title. And then, he was a scrambler, wasn't that much of a thrower. And then in the national championship game against Georgia, they were losing and his ass got benched. And they brought in Tua, and Tua threw one of the most beautiful dimes on this deep post, and they ended up coming back and winning the fucking game. And then that was Tua's team from that point on. And Jalen, to his credit, didn't make a big thing about it. He was his backup at first, and he transferred to Oklahoma, where his fucking balls there. He was great at Oklahoma. And so, nobody thinks this guy is going to, because he's the prototypical running quarterback. And you're like, that guy ain't going to make it in the pros. And all he's done is prove the critics wrong. He had a fucking tremendous season. He's a tremendous NFL quarterback. And I don't know how long he'll last because of the injury factor. But how can you not like Jalen fucking Hurts, man? He's great. So fucking go Eagles, man. I'm all about the Eagles now. That's that. I was at first, I'm like, who the fuck am I going to go for here? It's got to gamble on everything. Fuck, I hate this shit. But no, fuck it. Go Eagles. Did I get to see a court hearing? I did, man. And a lot of people have had their opinions changed based on that. I haven't. To me, it's just confirmed everything that I thought. I've said from the beginning, and I don't want to talk about this because it's too sensitive, but I just, in my opinion, and I don't know shit, this is just my theory. I'm not a psychologist or anything. I think that voices were telling her that this is what is best for them. You that you need to get rid of it. Like, you need to kill, like, you all need to die. Like, something, you have to do this. And I think that she truly was doing it because voices in her head were telling her, like, this is, and she just lost it. And people are like, well, she was premeditated. She She planned out how long he was going to be gone to do it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, exactly. That's exactly my point, is that she felt so strongly that killing them was in everyone's best interest. And obviously that's completely irrational. But to me, that's the whole point here. And I would say, like, I look back on this, it's like Chris Watts. I understand why Chris Watts killed his kids, because he wanted to start a new life and fuck his girlfriend. That's why he did it. I understand what people like why Casey Anthony killed her daughter, and she did kill her daughter, because she wanted to party and the kid was getting in the way. I don't understand what this woman's motive would be for doing this. I don't understand that. And that is why I believe that I believe the defense. I believe the defense. And it's a horrible, she's fucking paralyzed. I wish she was dead for her sake. That's one thing I look at this and I'm like, I wish that woman died. Not for me, for a sense of vengeance, but for her. She slit her wrists and slit her fucking neck and fell out and jumped out the window. And I wish she died. And for her sake and for everyone's sake, I don't want there to be a fucking trial. This would be so much easier on everyone if she had just been RIP. She was a good person while she lasted, and then she got sick and she did the unthinkable thing, and now she's dead, and what a fucking tragedy this is. That would be so much easier for fucking everyone. But now there's got to be a fucking court, and it's just like, and her poor husband is going to have, like, the longer the court goes on, this is going to be harder on him. It's going to be harder for him to fucking deal with this. And it's just like, dude, it's tough, man. So that's my thoughts on that. Anybody else have any other questions? Just trying to read through the comments here. Everyone knows about the Rogan thing but me, apparently. I got to watch that. I have listened to his show, and it's just, I get bored with it. I don't know. Like I said, I like Megyn Kelly. That's my favorite podcast, because what I like about her is she's not an entertainer. She's pure content. Does he help? No, he'll definitely help them. I mean, the Nets are a good team. What bad team has Kyrie Irving been on? Kyrie Irving isn't on bad teams. He doesn't play on losing teams. So they'll be good, but he's going to fuck it. Like, you ain't going to win a championship with that guy. Do use children's chick fast talkers. Welcome to. Okay. Do you think I'll get shadow banned? I'm always shadow banned. Yeah, Jordan always better. Exactly. How about that kid that came on, man? I mean, he's like, you're not going to argue with somebody like that, because you could tell just he's so arrogant and young and he knows everything. And if I'm like, you know, like, you sound like a boomer if you're like, well, you really don't know everything. And the way he stereotyped it's just parents. No, I got kids in my inbox too. Well, they're bigots. Well, yeah, that's why they don't come out and say who they are, because of bullies like you. Who would you rather interview? Monica, all the board members who tried to censor you at once, or lies? Monica. Definitely Monica. Eagles are good and healthy. I'm saying, dude, who do you guys like? I don't know. There's probably some actual Eagle fans in here, so you obviously want the Eagles. But let me ask my Patriots fans, and maybe my New York fans, if you're out there, who you guys like in this game? Who do you want to win? Are you with me that you want the Eagles to win? I bet you Giants fans feel differently than that. But who do you want to win? Just generally curious. Okay, just trying to read all these. Would you take the risk of going? Oh, of course I would. In a heartbeat. I'll go on Alex Jones in a second. I don't back away from any conversation. That's me. Okay. Blair White followed me on Twitter during this whole thing. Felgram as are babies because Patriots fans wants to preserve Brady's legacy. As I think we are babies. Well, that's because they're just contrarians on purpose. That's their whole shtick. Don't pay attention to them. Okay, that's pretty good, Lionel. I like that one. All right. The judge was good. I'll have to watch it. And we'll have to watch it. She told him a month ago. Wow. Horrible. Brett is wearing an ASMR thong. I don't even know what that means, but I'm trying to keep up with this. I'm just going to go. I'm skipping a bunch of the comments. I'm not reading them all. I'm just going to go to the current comments. Anybody else have any more questions or anything? I'm going to Saturday. I'm going to drive to my Dunkin' Donuts in Thompson, Connecticut and get all my bets in. I fucking love betting on the Super Bowl. Dude, the Super Bowl Sunday is the best, man. It's the best day of the year. I cannot fucking wait. We go to my buddy's house in Holden. We have 30, 40 people there. Everybody brings their kids. It's the best day. God bless it. I'm a Cowboy fan. Eagles are going to win. Okay. Eagles because of Mahomes. Yeah. That's a big reason. I just want the Eagles to win. But exactly. So people are with me. Exactly. Okay. All right, good. You're with me. So I made the right choice here. Okay, good. Andrew Johnson case. I'm still waiting to hear back from the detective. They filed a criminal complaint. They just have to set up a hearing date, but I will be going to court with him. He will be charged with assault and battery. There's no doubt about it. Is it true you shut off your monitor and whisper LG 3 times? She pops out of nowhere and gets it. Luckily, she's disappeared. Hopefully we can keep it that way. She can go and live her life and blow whoever she needs to get whatever she needs, and God bless you. Any news after the Holden committee speech? Yes. 2 members of the Board of Selectmen spoke. They couldn't do much, but they just spoke in my favor, basically. So, all right, guys. You know what? We're going to call it a night. Great show, I thought. Complimenting myself here, but it wouldn't be anything without you people. So thank you all for joining me, you bots, you fucking farm bots, you PR farm bots. Oh, by the way, got a dono here from World Star. It says Eliza Bleu being sex trafficked equals voluntarily had sex in traffic and probably got paid for it. Hashtag World Star Hip Hop. So thank you very much for that. I don't want to miss any cash apps either. 7 Pounder says $10. And with his messages, for I'm not racist, but that ass too damn big piece. Christina White sends $20 and says, for dono, motherfucker. Western Mass Turtle Girl. Thank you. Next one says $10. Says Lombardo's Smoke. Oh, no, we already got that one. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So we will see you guys for the next episode of the live show on Saturday night before the Super Bowl. And so we'll see Turtle Club people on Thursday, and maybe I'll do a trip to Billerica this week. We'll see. Peace, Turtle Riders.